The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Glenn Fraser. Welcome in to the pregame show on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. Tonight, the Central Crew brings you a Class 3A matchup between top-ranked Smyrna, 6-1, 3-0 in District 2 of Class 3, and number 3 Salesianum with a 6-1 record, also 3-0 in District 1. This is the first time these two have met here at Charles V. Williams Stadium for a while. The two programs, as a matter of fact, didn't even play each other until 2015. Smyrna coach Mike Judy has an overall record of 7-2 against Coach DiNardo, and the Sals including 4 straight wins in the series. That very first meeting in 2015, what a memorable one it was, Pat. 76-56. Most points scored ever in this series in that game. And then, of course, later on that year, the memorable overtime state title win for Smyrna, 32-26 on a 4th down stop, 4th and goal from the 1. Let's bring in Pat Gariantes right now. Again, a series that doesn't have a lot of history, just back to 2015, but, man, they have played some huge ball games, and we're expecting another one here tonight.
We are. I mean, these are two of the hottest teams in the state of Delaware, coming in ranked number 1 and 3, respectively, in our Super Sevens. They're both 6-1. And both teams that we felt maybe early in the season, we were like, there's question marks here, right? There's question marks. Salesianum, we're wondering, is this a rebuild year for Salesianum? They had been starting a freshman quarterback since the beginning of the year.
Right.
And then the same thing with Smyrna. They're used to seeing big-time quarterback talent. Cam Edge was here last year. He forewent his senior year of eligibility to go to University of Maryland.
Right.
In stepped Brian Wright. Wondering, what are we going to see from both of these programs? They figured it out. Both of those quarterbacks have developed, and now we got ourselves a battle of the Titans. This should be a good one here tonight, Glenn. I agree with you.
And when you talk about Brian Wright, almost like being a freshman, because he never had a start until this year, his senior year. So it took him a couple of games to get the experience and the maturation that he needed.
Yes.
You could tell. It was almost like a deer in headlights in that Middletown loss.
Right.
And we'll credit the Middletown defense. They have a fine defense and a very good secondary.
Yes.
But you could see the momentum starting to build, and he really started to come on in that Sussex Central win.
He absolutely did. I mean, you've seen this young man grow before our eyes, Glenn. We really have. I know we praised him a lot last week, and we praised him a lot on Wednesday at the show. And it really has been a huge development year for this young man. I mean, he's playing with confidence. He's making on-time deliveries. He knows where he's going with the football. Doesn't turn the football over. Defenses now have to respect the Smyrna passing game yet again. And because of that, it opens up the athletes, the running game that they have that's just as strong as it's ever been. Last week, Brian Wright, 19-25, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns passing in that game. That's huge. If he can, I mean, you don't have to put up those kind of numbers, but if he can put up respectable numbers like that, this Smyrna team is as dangerous as anyone.
And we saw it last week in that game where basically Smyrna could not run against Dover in the first half.
No.
So Wright's passing ended up setting up that run game in the second half. And plus they started to wear down Dover's defense a little bit because they had a lot of two-way starters, and as we know, Smyrna does not.
Right.
They faced a team here tonight in Salesianum that beat Middletown 2 weeks ago by 10 points.
Yeah.
And Middletown's a team that has been a little hot and cold this year, but they played a lot of really good out-of-state talent, so it's kind of hard to get an in-state read on them.
Right.
But Salesianum's getting better, and I don't see where they play a lot of guys two ways on the line, so you're not going to wear them out.
No, you're not. I mean, this Salesianum year in and year out, one of the top programs in Delaware. We know that under Coach Bill DiNardo. Again, this season, you know, we're wondering, what are we going to see from Sally's? Week 1, they have a struggle win against Cape Henlopen.
Yep.
We're wondering, well, what are we going to see from this program? And they've just found ways to win. And they've started to develop their quarterback, true freshman, Ryan Stower. He's grown a lot, too. Now, this is going to be the first opportunity we've had to see the Sows.
Yeah.
But we've done their games in the past. The North Crew have done their games and have seen them play, have been covering them. This is another team that's led by their defense. Very strong defensive group, much like Smyrna, and they will take care of the football. They will not turn the football over. We're going to see. We're going to get our first look at them and see if they're going to be up to the challenge. This Eagle team is riding high right now, but Salesianum has come from underneath the radar. It's a team nobody's really been talking about this year, and here they sit at number 3 at 6-1 overall. I'm excited to see what they bring.
All right, Pat and I are going to go a little bit more in-depth on both teams when we return on the pregame show right here on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union. Your home, your community. It's not just where you...
Welcome back to the pregame show. As promised, let's take a little additional in-depth look at these matchups here tonight. And we'll begin on Salesianum's offensive side of the ball. Of course, you can't talk about Salesianum without first discussion about head coach Bill DiNardo, who achieved his overall 300th win this season a few weeks ago. He did it and with an exclamation point.
Yeah.
James Collins with a late field goal to get a win over St. George's. He now has won 304 total games against 104 defeats and 1 tie, and that was 2 years at Caravelle. I think it was 14 or 15 years. It was double-digit years at Middletown, all in Division II, and then stepping up D1 with Salesianum. So he is second in the state all-time now to Tattersall, who officially retired from the head coaching position effective the beginning of this year, and he has 331 total wins. So only 2 coaches in the history of Delaware high school football have over 300 victories. Congratulations to Coach DiNardo. I told him so down on the field before because, again, we hadn't seen him in person so far this season. Okay, they're number 3. Let's take a look at the offense, and you say it starts with the freshman Storr and, of course, the running backs Ransom and Curley.
Absolutely. Yeah, Storr 78 of 148, which, is good, especially for a freshman. 920 total yards on the season. And then you said the running game, it's going to be Ransom and Curley. He's a junior, 89 carries, 374 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground. And then they change the pace back. Sean Curley, the senior, 289 yards rushing and 2 TDs. Storr, he'll spread the ball around. Lucas Ryan, who's the son of Mike Ryan, former DMA head coach, 27 catches, 308 yards. The junior can get it done, number 5. Hunter Ballant, 19 catches, 210 yards, junior receiver, number 19. And then Jasir Gaiman, 12 catches for 97 yards. He's a freshman.
Yeah.
And he's out there. There's the freshman connection, Stewart to Gaiman. So, they will spread the ball around. And, of course, year in and year out, you got a very strong line up front. Medico, Rubino, Tiberi, Black, Truver, Nate Ray is one of the few two-way players for this team. And then I would say this, Glenn, the X factor for them, you had mentioned him a little bit earlier, is James Collins.
Oh, yeah.
16 to 16 for extra points, 10 field goals made. They shortens the field up. They can send this young man out there to kick 40, 45 yards. I mean, we've seen him in warm-ups. He's good from 50. Whether they'll take a 50-yard field goal or not, it's a different story. But he's a difference maker for them as well. So this offense is really coming into their own.
And they also have, speaking of the kicking game, a very good punter in senior Aiden Montgomery, who averages just shy of 40 yards per boot. We'll see if that comes into play in the game tonight. If it's a tight ball game, I'm sure that will be a huge advantage for Salesianum. Now, Pat, they're going against arguably the best all-round defense in the state.
Yeah, we've been talking about these guys, all season long, and it's rightfully deserved. This defensive unit in all 3 levels of the game will get it done.
That's a team total. Look at that.
86 total tackles for loss, 35 sacks.
Yeah.
In 7 games. That's 5 sacks a game they're averaging. They will get after you. Brandon West, of course, the all-time sacks leader here. That defensive line's led by he and Nate Chandler. Both of those guys will get done. West has got 7 sacks. Chandler's got 9.
Yeah.
Both of those guys will get after you. Linebacking core, Moyer and Driver on the outside. They don't allow things to get outside of them. And then in the middle, you got Thernall and Jenkins to stop these inside runs. And then in the back, you got to keep an eye out. Stinnett, Galban, Williams, Spears. Spears had the 86-yard pick 6 last week, 3 interceptions on the season. So This is the deepest defense I feel like in the state. It's going to be tough sledding for Salesianum here today.
It sure is. Both teams, or at least Salesianum is out on the field now. It is homecoming. It looks like we're going to have a choral group that will sing the national anthem. And we're going to step aside for the singing of our national anthem. We'll be back with the kickoff and the start of this homecoming game here at Smyrna right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the flavors of Southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of craft cocktails and local beer, Blue Coast is the perfect spot for a night out. Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round for lunch and dinner. See you soon.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier?
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the Raw Bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary.
Glenn Frazier back here with Pat Garriantes. Homecoming night here at Charles V. Williams Stadium in Smyrna, Delaware. A little bit of a breeze tonight. Again, kind of going a cross breeze from the Smyrna side over to the Salesianum side.
Yeah.
And the game's going to be played in the 50s. It might get down to the upper 40s by the time we hear the final gun in this one. Smyrna team gathered to the north end zone. They're about ready to make their entrance. Looks like number 5, Cole Moyer, is going to be carrying the flag as he did to lead the team on the field last Saturday in the win over Dover High. All right, let's real quick get to the other matchup. It's a Smyrna offense, Pat, against the Salesianum 4-2 defense. You can't get much better balance than this.
You can't. 989 rushing yards, 14 touchdowns, 1,021 passing yards, 14 touchdowns for this Smyrna offense. Brian Wright, we talked about the development. 80 of 118, 1,016 yards, 12-3 touchdown interception ratio. Then you look in the backfield. Markel Holman, the senior transfer, 636 yards, 6 touchdowns on the ground, added 146 in the air with a touchdown. And then you go down here, Ymir Knight gets it done, 38 for 508 in the air, 7 tutties, 347 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns for him. Those guys are getting it done. And I got to be honest, Josh Guay, he's a guy to keep an eye on, number 2, the sophomore receiver. 12 catches, 173 and a touchdown, but he makes some things happen. And Kamaj Kearney, the freshman wide receiver, he had a touchdown last week. he's coming on as well. His team is really good offensive. They've really developed on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, you mentioned the sophomore Guay and the freshman Carney. They teamed up on the touchdown. They ran their version of the Philly special, and Guay passed it to Carney for the score. And then let's not forget, I call him a good possession receiver, Nolan Fretz, the senior, who has 15 catches for 137 yards. It's not a lot of yardage, but they go to him along the sidelines a lot, and he'll stay in bounds and give him that 8-10-yard pass play.
That's it, yeah. A 3rd down and 5, a 3rd down and 6. Keep an eye on number 4 in white. He's going to get some targets, or 4 in red tonight. Sorry.
The offensive line led by the returning starter, the senior Evan Blauer, the guards Chichi Yulee and Nate Roscoe, a sophomore there for Nate Roscoe, Dylan Champlin, a junior, and Jaden Price, a senior, who was a spot starter last year. And they go against a pretty good Sally's defense.
Really good Sally's defense. They'll run a 4-2. They're led by number 89, Nate Ray. He gets it done. 5 sacks on the season. He's blocked 3 kicks, could get after it on that side of the ball. He's really good. And then on the other end, they get the job done as well with number 90, R.J. Johnson. Only a sophomore, 2 sacks, 4 pass blocks. So he's able to get up. He's long. He can make some things happen. He also has an interception as well. And then in the middle, you look at the linebackers. Trevor Way, he's got 28 tackles. Josh Urban, L.J. Smith can get it done as well. And then in the secondary, keep an eye on Jake Ziegler, number 22, the safety, junior. 2 interceptions on the season to lead the way for this defense. So they're a stout team. They're going to play disciplined football as well. This will be an interesting matchup. Sally's defense versus a surging Smyrna offense.
Well, that's the matchup, Pat, that we're going to see to start the ball game. Salesianum won the opening flip of the coin. They've deferred to the second half. So Smyrna will receive the opening kick. Smyrna in their home reds, red jerseys, red pants, white numbers, white helmets with the red stripe down the middle. They are going to start the game moving from your left to your right across the screen. Salesianum in the road white jerseys with their gold helmets, yellow pants, and navy highlights, navy numbers. And we're going to see right off the bat James Collins, the kicker. And one thing we don't see too many times this year, especially in a Smyrna game, is a return by one of the deep backs. We'll see if Collins decides to go deep with the kickoff. Now remember, high school ball, if it goes into the end zone, it's an automatic touchback.
It is. So, I mean, this is where he could come into play. The kicker is a dangerous weapon.
Collins to kick it off. Back deep for Smyrna, we have Guay to the near side, and the top of your screen is Yaya Knight. Great crowd here tonight, as you would expect on homecoming. The Smyrna side stands are filled, and there's quite a few fans coming down from the top part of the state on the Salesianum side. It's Guay at the 3-yard line, right up the middle of the field to the 15 before he's hit, and will go down, it looks like, right near the 20.
Good tackle, good coverage there by Salesianum. It's John Casali coming up with the tackle, number 40. Well done. Let's see what this offense can do now. You said we talked about how much they've been growing, Glenn. Let's see what they can do.
All right, first down play. Looks like Carney split to the top of your screen. Fretz to the bottom. And Smyrna with 2 extra blocking backs right now in this alignment. Now there's a lot of shifting. Ymir Knight will split to the top of your screen. Tight formation to the bottom. Right. Hands it on. No, he fakes it. Throws a little screen pass to Guay down the far sideline and has a first down and 12 yards out to the 32.
Right off the jump, they get it to Guay. Again, he and Kearney, they've really started to develop as secondary weapons to Ymir Knight and Holman. So these guys are getting more and more involved as this season is going on. And right off the jump, they get the ball into Guay's hands.
That was a nice play call on first down. This time, 2 receivers to the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom. Read option, puts it into the belly of Holman, fakes it to him, throws it into the near flat, hit immediately across the 35 to the 36-yard line. And on that catch was number 9, Andre Ashley.
Not much there, but it's all right. It's as good as a run play, Glenn. I mean, those quick passes And that's something that we saw Wright do last week, is hit the quick passing route and let his guys get yards after the catch.
Smyrna up to the line to go quickly. Trips to the top. Wright takes the snap. Pressure's coming off the edge, and he had to get rid of that one.
There it
and
is.
I think it was tipped by Nate Ray.
Nate Ray coming through again. He's going to be the big-time pass rush for Salesianum. This kid has been getting after it since a young age. He's a returning starter. He's a stud out there. You're going to have to keep an eye on 89 and White.
All right, brings up 3rd down and 6. Just underway in this one. Fred split to the bottom of your screen, trips to the top. Let's see if Salesianum dials up more pressure on Wright. Takes a snap. Throws near flat, and there's that possession receiver we talked about. Fred's very close to a 1st down. It'll depend on the spot, and it looks like they're going to spot it at the 41.
So that's going to be, and there was a penalty marker, Glenn. Let's see what this is. It's going to be a holding against Smyrna.
Now, so it all comes back.
But I like it. Quick decisions yet again by Brian Wright. Getting the ball out, getting it to Fretz, who you highlighted in the pregame. You can see what the plan of attack is here. Very similar to what we saw last week.
Yeah, short passing game. So that backs Smyrna up inside the 30, closer to the 25. So 3rd down, about 18. Got Carney split to the top of your screen, Fretz to the bottom. On 3rd and long, first drive of the game. Holman in motion, empty backfield. And a block and almost intercepted for what would have been a pick 6 by Nate Ray.
Wow, how about that? Ray coming off the edge, and if you're taught this, if you're not going to get to the quarterback, get big. Put your hands up, jump up in the air. He did that and batted that ball up. Nearly came up with an interception, Glenn. 89 of White's wreaking havoc already.
He's blocked 3 kicks this year, and he's already had 2 pass deflections. And now Smyrna will go to this guess who's going to punt it game on 4th and long. And a direct snap. There's the punt off the foot of Ymir Knight. Nobody was back deep. Smyrna bounced inside the 35 of the Sal's and down close to the 31-yard line. All right, Salesianum will try out the offense after the defense only allowed Smyrna to get 1 first down.
Tell you what, that was a great start for Salesianum. They gave up nothing. Gave up nothing against Smyrna after, a decent first couple of plays. They really locked all windows and doors there. Now let's see what this defense can. This defense has been their catalyst this year, Glenn.
Yeah. How about that? No running plays in that first offensive set for Smyrna. Everything through the air. All right, Salesianum will go with the spread. Trips to the top, a lone receiver to the bottom. The freshman quarterback Store now brings one of those receivers in motion. He's back to pass. Look near side. Throws in the far flat. It's tipped in the air and intercepted by Smyrna. And that's going to be a pick 6 for number 10. Nazir Jenkins, the linebacker. And that's how they started the game last week with a pick 6.
That is. It was a day they gave up a long drive, got that pick. This one, they don't waste any time, Glenn. First play of the game. Ball's deflected up in the air. And we called this young man Nasir Jenkins' name a lot last week, and he comes up with the big play to start this one off. 6-0 Eagles. What a start on homecoming night.
You were right, Pat. The defense has kind of been the starter for Smyrna this year, and they started it again. That's, I think, the 4th pick 6 this year by the defense.
They've been good. Like we said, they've been the catalyst for this unit. And right off the jump, they come out here and make a big-time play to get this thing started off.
All right, now Smyrna with the earthquake formation to try to get the 2-point here. So who's going to get the ball, Holman or Knight? Knight takes it, looks for blocking on the right, cuts it back up the middle, and he's in the end zone for the 2-point try. And Smyrna strikes early. We're 2 minutes into the ball game. It's the Eagles 8. And the Salesianum Sal's nothing. Pat and I will be back right after this.
I'm Chef Hari Cameron. At Grandpa Mac, pasta's our thing. We serve quality food fast that's not fast food. We make everything in-house and serve something for everyone. We're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Follow the noodle to Grandpa Mac.
Pat and I back here at Smyrna High School, Charles V. Williams Stadium, site of homecoming for the Smyrna Eagles. Nick Halliday on camera tonight, and our thanks to Andy Walter here from the Delaware State News for giving me a hand there. He's officially called that a 30-yard pick six. The ball was deflected in the air, and Nazir Jenkins just picked it off on the run.
Did a great job. I mean, it was just a great job. This defense is just, there's so many playmakers all over the field.
Squib kick taken inside the 10-yard line, up the middle of the field, breaking one tackle, and finally going down just shy of the 35-yard line. On the return for Salesianum was number 3, Nicholas Strozowski, the junior.
Strozowski did a great job of getting north and south, Glenn. Didn't waste any time trying to go sideline to sideline. Found a hole. He hit it hard. Try to get as good a field position for his offense as they could. And here you go, quick memory. You're the Salesianum offense. You got to have a quick memory. Come right back out here. This game's 0-0 in your eyes. See if you can put together a drive.
Yeah, this will be interesting here to see how the freshman reacts. Takes the snap, hands it off, up the middle, big hole, and about a 5-yard pickup. And that is Ransom on the carry.
It's good vision by Ransom. Good quickness to get through the hole and get upfield. And, you know, that's kind of the tradition of Salesianum. Year in and year out, every generation, there seems to be a great tailback here at this school. This year they got 2 guys that tote the ball. So Ransom will be one, and he comes off. That's a good 6-7 yard gain on first down.
Again, spread set, trips to the top of your screen, a lone receiver to the bottom. Stewart will hand it off again up the middle, and this time Smyrna right there to throw him back. Getting in there first, number 43, Charles Carr.
He's a beast, right? We talked about 2 of those guys up front with West and Chandler, but Charles Carr, he can get it done as well. He just ends up on that weak side of the defensive line, so he doesn't get as many opportunities. But right there, he blew right through his assignment, and he was not letting the running back get past him.
His 5th tackle for loss this season. That's the 87th tackle for loss for the Eagles defense. So now it's 3rd down and 6. The freshman quarterback, Storer, 2-step drop. Looks near side, throws it down the middle of the field.
Oh.
Tipped again and almost picked off by Eric Spears and incomplete.
That's a dangerous throw there by Storer. It forced that one into triple coverage. Again, this is going to be the best defense he's faced so far this year. Tighter windows out there. And I tell you what, a team that can ball hawk. They can make some big-time plays. You're going to have to be careful. That one was a dangerous throw. He's lucky that didn't end up with a turnover.
That will send Salesianum into a punt formation. Ball at the Sal's 38-yard line. Back to punt. Aiden Montgomery, the senior. Perfect snap from a long snapper. Nice high punt, a lot of hang time. Will not be returned. Takes a big Salesianum bounce. Down inside the 10, inside the 5, and down to about the 1-yard line. Great punt by Aiden Montgomery.
That's a tremendous punt right there. You talked about him too, Glenn. He's got a 38-yard net average. You just pin them deep in their zone. Again, trying to build some momentum. Try and gain some momentum in this game. It started off kind of poorly for you. That's a good way to do it right there.
Now let's see what Smyrna does deep in their own end here. This might be a spot where we see Salesianum dial up some blitzes. Nate Ray's been given right fit so far in this game. Hey, they're going to go with the earthquake here.
I mean, this is smart, right? Try and get yourself a little bit of room.
Yeah. Knight takes the snap, goes straight ahead and breaks through the line, and it's a foot race. Dare I say it again? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Wow, Glenn, 99 yards.
99-yard run by Yaya Knight, and the Eagles have been explosive here in the first quarter. Guys, pinning them deep at the 1 didn't hurt.
It didn't hurt, and it was reminiscent of his brother's run against William Penn all those years ago in the playoffs, where they were pinned deep. No Nolan Henderson, and he came right through the line and busted through for a 99-yard touchdown. Ymir Knight That's a big-time run. What a start and what a statement made right here by Smyrna early in this game.
Knight's
Wow.
17th touchdown of the season. He now has 112 points. Actually, 114. I have to add that 2-point conversion in there. And now Smyrna to keep that personnel unit right on the field for the 2-point try. Boy, he got a great block right up the middle.
He did. They completely sealed that defense off. They opened it, parted like the Red Sea, Glenn. Not to get too biblical on you, but
all right. Did we look for Holman to get it this time? Let's wait and see.
they're missing a player. I think they
Yeah,
got
they
10.
are missing a player. Smyrna's going to have to burn an early timeout. We're going to keep it right here. We didn't talk about setting up instant replay tonight.
No, we did not. It's been causing us issues, Glenn. We've been trying to do it. It's been causing the stream to go down.
Yeah.
It's been a mess.
It's been an interesting
Technology,
year.
right?
Yeah.
Technology.
Last week we apologized. We had the echo chamber going, but we took care of that.
Yeah, we were live from the Bat Cave.
Oh my goodness sakes!
But wow, how about that? And that's exciting. You get to use the coin term again, Glenn. It was perfect.
I had to.
It was perfect. It's perfect, man. Loved it.
All right. It was a little difference on that one. I didn't mention Ymir. I just went.
It's all right. Hey,
yeah.
I loved it.
Okay.
I loved every second of it.
All right. Timeout is over. And I guess that quick 99-yard score kind of maybe caught the Smyrna coaching staff a little off balance, not having the personnel unit in there that they wanted on the 2-point try. Tried to make it 16-0. Barely 4 minutes into this football game. Knight takes a snap again. This time he's wrapped up, spun around, trying to fight to get in, and he did not. All right, timeout on the field, 8:13 to go in the first quarter here. Number 1 Smyrna, number 3 Salesianum, and the top-ranked Eagles are up 14-0. Back after this.
High Five Hospitality, founded in 2004 when 3 guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise to Delaware. To date, they operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings in Delaware and Maryland. Also the Stone Balloon and Limestone Barbecue. And let's not forget Expectation and 5 Jersey Mikes throughout Delaware. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
Glenn Frazier alongside Pat Garriantes. Here's the kickoff. Hand over end. Sails down just inside the 15, taken on the run once again by number 3. And almost the identical spot on the field, just shy of the 35-yard line. The return, Strzelski, the junior.
Tell you what, Glenn, if you blinked at home, you've missed it already. 2 scores for Smyrna. I mean, first play on defense, it's a pick 6. Then on their second offensive possession, it's the first play from scrimmage, 99 yards.
And the first running play for Smyrna's offense. All right, let's see if Salesianum can shake off the shock of this 14-0 deficit. They go with a little bit more of a tight formation. The trips to the short side of the field. Storer is back to pass. He loads up middle of the field, has his man complete across the 45 for a first down. That's Hunter Balint.
Great job finding balance. And, you know, that's sat right in the middle of that zone, got behind the linebackers in front of the secondary, and it's a good job by Stower just surveying the field, finding the opening, delivering that ball on time and on target, not panicking too much, not trying to force the issue. Just take what the defense gave him.
Now let's see if that gives the Sows a little bit of momentum. That's their first down of the game. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Lucas Ryan in a slot to the bottom. Now he'll be the motion receiver. Store back to pass. He looks far side, throws out in the flat, completes that pass, and then fumbles it. If that goes for a completion, and they're saying no. Either he stepped out of bounds or they called it incomplete.
They called that. It looks like they called that one incomplete, Glenn. And I like it. They bring Ryan in motion, and then they just run him right and bubble him right out into the flat. And it was there, and the ball looked like it was on target. Ryan just couldn't quite haul that one in. He was hit right away, but I like that call on first down. Try and get 4 or 5 yards on an easy out route.
Salesianum a good field position right now. They're almost at midfield. Second down and 10. Ben Anton split to the top of your screen. Jazier game on to the bottom. It's a running play up the middle and tripped up. Right at the line of scrimmage, you might have gained a yard.
Tell you what, man, this defense just flies all over the field, Glenn.
Yeah.
All over the field.
That was Sean Curley, so they do give him credit for a yard, Pat, third and long.
Yeah, and this is not where Salesianum wants to be.
No.
It's kind of been a disastrous start for them right here. They need a first down. They got to continue to move the football here and try and develop a little bit of momentum.
Trips to the top of your screen, a lone receiver to the bottom. Curley in the backfield with Storer, who gets a blitz coming off his strong side. That was Cole Moyer. He completes the pass for a first down into Smyrna territory to Hunter Balint.
That's a very difficult throw by Stower, rolling out here to his left side, opposite of his throwing arm. He had to get the shoulders turned, the hips turned, and he was about to take a hit and somehow put that ball on target to Ballant, who went way up there to make the catch. This is all-around great play right there for the Sals.
And Storer, give him credit. He was patient because he saw the blitz coming off of his strong side. Cole Moyer was about to level him, and he waited till the last second before he got rid of it.
That's a big first down for Sals.
Handoff right up the middle to Curley. He bounces it to the outside. He's got a first down inside the Smyrna 20, inside the 15, and down at the 11.
Great run. How about this answer by Sally's, right? They got the big first down that they needed, and now they're motoring inside the red zone. And this is the answer that they needed, Glenn.
Yeah.
They got to try and punch this one in. It's easier said than done, but this is a good start.
24-yard carry that time by Sean Curley, the senior, who is now over 300 yards rushing on the season. Now this time they're going to line up Nate Ray as a tight end to the strong side of the right side of the field. First and 10 from the 11. They give us to Curley. He bounces it outside and then come up to make a quick stop on his ankles is Moyer. And then also getting in there on the stop is number 42, Nate Chandler.
Great job by Moyer coming in and taking the legs out from the running back. That's important. Now, this is something to keep an eye on here, the running game here, because we saw that early in the game last week. Dover was able to rush the ball against this Smyrna defense, which is something we hadn't seen all season long.
Right.
And now Salesianum has been able to hit a couple of plays up the gut. So something to keep an eye on to see if the Sals notice anything here. And let's see what adjustments Smyrna makes.
It's a 3-yard pickup. Second down and 7 from the Eagle 8. Store back to pass. Play action. And it's picked off at the 1-yard line. And that is Spears. The second interception.
That's Durnall, actually.
Was it Durnall?
That was the linebacker floating
You're right,
back
you're
in
right.
there.
I saw Spears right there, but you're right. It's Durnall on the pick. And Salesianum just has their hearts ripped out. They were moving the ball well and trying to cut this to a 1-score deficit.
It's a freshman mistake. That's eyeing down your intended target there. And this Smyrna defense sat back in the zone, and he never saw Durnall drop back into coverage. He never seen him. He threw that ball on target. It was on target to his receiver, but he did not know that defender was there. And that's a big time stop by Smyrna.
Yeah, I think Salesianum was really ready to put that one in. All right. Eagles doing some shifting around.
Got to give Durnall. He comes up with a big catch.
Yep.
Got to shout out to his family members for giving him a shout out there. Grandparents tuning in. Thanks for tuning in.
Give right up the middle. Nice yardage in the first handoff to Holman. He got out over the 10, out to about the 13-yard line. Good pickup on first down.
Great pickup right there by Holman. And this is where now Smyrna now with a few-score lead may start to try and punish Salesianum a little bit. Let's just give you a little bit of pound. We gave you the lightning. Let's give you the thunder right now.
5:10 and counting to go in this first quarter. Smyrna on top 14-0. Defense has come up with 2 turnovers as they have picked young Stewart twice, 1 for a touchdown.
Something's getting cooked out there, Glenn. It smells good up here.
Right. Hands off again to Holman. Looks like he will stretch it out to the 15-yard line, and that's it before he's pushed back.
Not much room there. Good job up front from Salesianum. That was led by number 52. Sean's number 52 is Andrew Semel. He just did a good job of grabbing the legs yet again. We've seen this the last couple of weeks. Guys coming up and tackling these running backs' legs. That's important.
Brings up a 3rd down and a short 3. Smyrna from their own 15-yard line. A little shifting there. Ymir Knight to the bottom of your screen. Carney in a slot to the top. Play action, throw in the flat, and that one is knocked down, intended for Guay, and it looked like right there was big number 90, R.J. Johnson.
Another pass deflection for R.J. Johnson. I mean, you can see the young man there, sophomore, but he's got great size and great length. Prototype defensive end right there, Glenn, and he's able to knock that one down.
4th down and 3. And I believe the Eagles will punt again here.
They're going to try and draw Sally's offsides.
It looked like they got Nate Ray there for a second, but he alertly got back.
Timeout's coming.
Yeah, I think that. Yep, I see the sidelines. They're going to call a timeout and then set up the 4th down play. Well, so far as we keep it right here, Pat, on sustained drives, Salesianum's defense has done a pretty good job. They've already forced Smyrna to the first drive. It was 1 first down and a punt. And it looks like they're going to have the same thing here. They didn't get the first down, but they're going to be set up in a punting formation. So they've stopped them twice. They just couldn't stop them when they had them pinned back at the 1.
Yeah, there's some kind of mishap there. Big plays, they can be the difference makers in this one, Glenn. I mean, you know, this could end up being a very even game, but you spotted them 14 points. Spotted Smyrna 14 points, and Smyrna took advantage of it. But you're right, this was a good answer by the Salesianum defense. Again, I mean, they could have folded this one in.
Yeah.
Every time they've been punched, all right, we're driving down the field, and then a big letdown on a turnover. Now you potentially get a nice big stop here.
And should get good field position.
Should get good field position. This could be this could keep Sally's in the game.
Clock is stopped with 4:08 to go in this opening quarter. In case you joined us late, Smyrna scored first on a pick 6. That was a 30 yards out. And then after they were pinned back at the 1 on first down from their own 1-yard line, Ymir Knight and the earthquake formation goes 99 yards. And
Look
that's
at
where
this.
we stand.
This is the truest punt formation we've seen.
Yeah, here's the punt. This time they had a man back there who's going to field it at the 46 of the Eagles. That's number 8, and he's rolled up shy of the Smyrna 30, but great field position. That was number 8, Aiden Lucy on the return.
It's going to be a hold here on this one, Glenn. That's how he was able to get up the field. Nonetheless, I mean, they're still going to get the ball around midfield, but was a holding penalty on that.
And it looks like the spot foul from the Smyrna 40.
It's a good starting field position for Salesianum. Again, hey, I said it earlier on the first interception. It's the same thing here. Starr's he's got to, just brush that off his shoulder. Short memory.
Right.
You're still in this football game. There's still a ton of time left. Just start executing here.
All right. Line of scrimmage should be right at midfield now. And it is. Salesianum's 3rd possession of the game. Just under 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. And as soon as the chain gang gets set, the Sals are ready to go. 2 receivers to the top and bottom of your screen. Handoff. Right up the middle. And maybe getting a yard was Markel Holman. No, that's Ransom.
Ransom up the gut there. I mean,
what am I doing, Holman? That's the wrong team. Wrong board.
Oh, good, Glenn, man. Good start here for Smyrna.
It looks like I'm going to give him credit for a yard. 3rd carry of the game for Ransom.
It looks like they're alternating series with the running backs.
Yep.
Between Ransom and Curley.
Yeah, I've seen them do that in the past. High snap. Storr brings it in. And it's Ransom again. Nice one-on-one tackle by Cole Moyer for no gain.
Great job by Cole Moyer. He did exactly what you're taught from a technique standpoint. He scraped the line, he came up, and he took the outside shoulder away. And I'll tell you what, I mean, it was a heck of a play by Ransom trying to hurdle him.
Yeah.
He couldn't quite get around him, and that's just a great textbook tackle by Cole Moyer. He's been doing that for a few years here now.
I think that's going to go down for a TFL because he lost a half a yard. That'll be Moyer's 10th of the season. Storr back to pass. Pressure's coming off the edge. He steps up. He throws down sideline and knocked away at the last second.
They're gonna get a pass interference here on
Kazir Lee.
Yeah, it's That's a tough
Oh,
one,
there's
man.
a flag after the play. That's a dead ball there.
That'll be probably an unsportsmanlike. Something probably was uttered that shouldn't have been uttered. That's good coverage there by Lee, but, you know.
He never turned around.
Never turned around, and, you know, there was contact. That was actually a great throw on the run by Stower. He put that ball exactly where he needed to put it. And it did affect the catch. I mean, it did.
Officials gather together. And we'll wait for the call from the white hat, the referee. And they're still discussing this. And now here's the call. Pass interference against Smyrna. And then I think we're going on unsportsmanlike. Okay, they stepped off the penalty yardage on the pass interference. Now here's the dead ball. Unsportsmanlike against the Eagles, and they'll step that off.
So here you go. I mean, here's the break you needed if you're a fan of Salesianum.
Right.
Once again, you're on the doorstep. Just take care of the football here, and see if you can cut this thing into a one-score game.
Now we've got the officials are all confused here with stepping off the yardage. That's why the referee first had them step off the 10-yard pass interference penalty, and now there's the 15. So two penalties on one play. That'll give Salesianum a first down at the Eagle 20. Motion receiver goes back in formation, and now we got a penalty flag or a whistle.
What do we got here? Yeah, let's see.
We got motion. Hunter Balint was the motion receiver.
Looks like I don't know what's going on here.
Maybe I don't think there was any flag. I don't think the officials were ready.
In positions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right, Glenn.
All right, we'll restart it. 2:39 to go in the opening quarter. Balint again in motion. Play action.
Got him.
Far side. Looks for Balint in the far flat. Has it, and a first down, first and goal, just inside the Eagle 10.
Again, good play design. And Balint was quick. Balint was quick right out into the flat. And Stower, look, if it's that open, it doesn't matter if the read's supposed to go deep. If it's that open, you got to take what the defense gave you. He did that, and they get a first down now and goal because of it.
Yep, right at the Eagle 10-yard line. They were here moments ago. And that's when Junior Durnall, the senior, came up with the interception inside the 5. Motion back, handoff right up the middle and hitting the backfield and dropped. And that's Cole Moyer again with the initial hit, finished off by Truck Driver.
West was in there. You said Moyer.
Yeah.
Moyer laid the wood hard.
That's a 5-yard loss.
There was just nothing there. Nothing there. That one stung, I'm sure.
No, they do give him credit for a couple of yards there. So it's a -2, another tackle for loss for the Eagles defense. 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Slot receiver to the top. Back to pass, straight back to pass. A Storer, he looked left, nothing there. Now he's going to roll right. He's just going to get rid of it and not take the sack.
Smart.
And good show of sportsmanship along the far sideline. I don't know whether that was Chandler or West, but whoever hit Storer at the last moment when he let it loose, they helped him up off the field.
They did. I mean, and that's a good job of not taking the sack, saving the field position.
Yeah, because you got a good kicker. You got to get points here.
Yes, Glenn. I mean, and that'll be a decision, right?
Yeah.
If they don't get this touchdown here, do they take the 3, make it 14-3, or do they try and trim this to a one-score game? I don't know. We're going to find out.
Yep. 3rd down and goal from the 12. Storer had some final words for his receiver, Lucas Ryan. Now he drops straight back to pass. Pressure's coming. He's hit as he lets it go in the end zone. What a catch for a touchdown.
Wow.
Number 19, Balint.
What a catch by Balint. That ball was just kind of floated out there, Glenn. And it's good coverage again by Smyrna. But it's a perfectly placed ball. And Balint goes up. He high points it, takes the contact, holds onto it through the ground What an answer by Sally's. That's a
It's-
big-time play.
Yeah, it sure was. And offensive line, let's give them credit. They gave Storer time to throw it. And that brings in James Collins, one of the most prolific kickers in the state. Perfect on point after attempts this year. And that kick is up and good. Timeout on the field with 1:12 to go here in this opening quarter. It's now a one-possession game, 14-7 in favor of Smyrna, and we're back after this.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the flavors of Southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of craft cocktails and local beer, Blue Coast is the perfect spot for a night out. Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round for lunch and dinner. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer.
We're back here with 1:12 to go in the opening quarter. It's now a one-score game, 14-7 in favor of the Smyrna Eagles. And Pat, you had a couple of things that helped contribute to that Salesianum score. One was the good field position that the defense gave you on the stop. You had the ball at midfield. Then you had the one pass play on the far sideline where you got pass interference plus an unsportsmanlike, ended up being a 25-yard penalty. And then, of course, 3rd and goal from the 12, and just a nicely designed pass play. Good execution by the freshman Stewart to Hunter Balint.
It was a great throw. And again, Balint going up and high pointing that football. I mean, that's just a tremendous athletic play. And honestly, Stower's now made 2 great throws rolling out to the left side. Both of them have been to Balint. One was for a big first down on an earlier drive, and then that one on the money for a touchdown.
Collins kicked by Ymir Knight, the return. It looked like from the 1-yard line. And now he is hit up at the 20 and pushed back, and that's where the Eagles have the ball. And again, they have not really had, and there's another late flag, an unsportsmanlike dead ball foul.
Yeah, it's just a matter of which way does this get pointed towards.
Well, no, one thing that I've seen, not just this season, but the past few seasons, the games that I've done, that you've done, we've done Smyrna, they just get hit with way too many unsportsmanlike penalties.
I mean, well, they're out here, they're playing with emotion,
yeah,
right? And that's
understand.
And that's driving them to their performance. But at the same time, sometimes you got to learn how to shut it off, because now you can hurt your team.
Yeah.
Now you can hurt your team because of that.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike against the Eagles, so that'll back them up half the distance to the 10. It'll be first down.
And you know, this is just one of those things where you can't hurt your football team, man.
Yeah.
You can't hurt your teammates in this way.
Right. All right. Well, they've started the drive at the 1-yard line and went 99 on one play. But right now you almost feel the momentum changing around in this game. The early lightning blows that Smyrna dealt Salesianum to grab a 14-0 lead barely 4 minutes into the game, and now the momentum's starting to shift.
It is, and you know, this is starting to become the game that we expected, right? Credit to Sally's. They've pretty much weathered the storm. They got to finish this quarter off. They got to get another stop here, but you know, they've done a really good job of not allowing this game to get out of hand.
Yeah.
Despite things not going their way early in this game, they've fought. They've continued to battle, and honestly, they put together a few nice drives. One ended in an interception, and then this one ends up in a touchdown. So momentum right now is definitely slid towards Salesianum if you had to pick which way it was going right now.
Right. They got a change along the sideline. Now he's got to give it to the line. Changing the play. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Lone receiver to the top is Carney. Fake the handoff. Throw the in the near flat. And I think that was partially deflected and sailed over the head of Andre Ashley.
Well, if it wasn't deflected, the throw was affected.
Yes.
And that was because of Johnson rushing upfield. You can't throw that ball on a zip. You got a 6'6" defensive end, or however tall he is, 6'4". He looks like he's about 6'6" from up here. And jumping out at you, you got to get it up over him.
R.J. Johnson.
And that ball ends up sailing.
Yeah. Well, Wright connected on his first 2 passes of the game, now 4 straight incompletes, and it's 2nd and 10.
Well, there's been nothing in the middle of the field, Glenn. Everything's been to the sidelines. Everything's been these little quick hitters where the defensive end can affect those. Nothing's coming to the middle of the field.
Holman repositions himself. He gets the handoff. makes a nice cut and is going to get about 5 yards up near the 15.
It's good hole discipline there by the Sally's defense, in particular Trevor Way, number 42. He sat right in the middle of that defense. He didn't get sucked in or sucked to the right or the left. He stayed true to his hole, and the ball carrier came right to him.
Yeah.
He secured the tackle.
All right, 3rd down and 5. 35 seconds and counting to go, opening quarter. Smyrna with some shifting. Ymir Knight now split to the top of your screen. Wright takes a snap, fakes it, wants to throw it in the flat to Fretz for a screen, but I'll tell you what, if he caught it, there were 2 Salesianum defenders right there to nail him.
I mean, Glenn, we've seen that about 5 or 6 times here in the first quarter. That seems to be the pass play that they're going with. It worked last week, but this Salesianum's on it.
Yeah.
Again, nothing to the middle of the field. I'd be curious to see if they see that and adjust to it. Sally's has these sidelines covered right now.
They do. Aiden Lucy is back, expecting the punt, standing inside the Smyrna 40-yard line on 4th down and 5.
Great opportunity again for Sally's here, Glenn. Big stop, and they're going to get good field position.
There's the punt. Lucy backs up to midfield, takes it on the run at the Smyrna 47, tries to go to far side, breaks a tackle, breaks another, cuts back, breaks another, and he's down close to the 10-yard line. And they're going to mark him down around the 12.
What an answer by Sally's. They've completely stalled the Smyrna offense out. They're winning the field position battle right now. Penalty hurt Smyrna again. And now you got a 1st and goal to initiate this, or a first inside the red zone, 1st down inside the red zone to initiate this this drive. They can come out, they can tie this game.
Only 4 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Storr has Curley behind him. Throws in the far flat, sets up the screen. It's made inside the 10 and close to maybe the 6. It all depends on the spot. I think the side judge is going to mark it
about the 6.
At the 6. That's the end of one quarter, and boy, it's been an exciting one. Smyrna jumped out to a 14-0 lead. The Sals are coming back and knocking on the door. We'll have the second quarter action for you right after these messages on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
Melissa Ellis is part of 4 Acre Realty Company. She is licensed in both Delaware and Pennsylvania. Melissa knows that being personable and patient is a key to her success as a realtor. Helping both buyers and sellers understand current market values and conditions puts them in the best position when making an offer or pricing a home for sale. That kind of high-level professional communication and her skill at being a team player put Melissa's clients at ease, knowing she has their best interests at heart. Melissa is also an athlete herself, playing multiple sports, so she understands what teamwork means. She is still involved in sports, whether it's sponsoring, coaching, or being team mom for her own 2 daughters' teams. What sets her apart is how grateful Melissa is for the trust of her clients. She never takes that trust for granted. She affords all people respect and honesty and works hard to be the support system clients need and deserve. Melissa Ellis. Strong connections, strong service. Melissa Ellis.
It took nearly 41 minutes to play the first quarter. So here we are to start the second quarter, and Salesianum has a 2nd down and goal at the Eagles' 6-yard line.
This has been a great game so far. I mean, it's both teams have been throwing blows here.
Curley, Bullet in motion. Hands the ball off to Curley, right up the middle, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. Almost untouched. Great blocking on the right side by Rubino and Medico.
What an answer by Sally's, Glenn. They've taken advantage of the penalties against Smyrna in the field position battle. And look at this. They've crawled all the way up out of that hole here early in the second quarter, have a chance to tie this football game up.
First play of the second quarter, and now Collins in to try to tie it up. The holder is Tiberi, their backup quarterback. Snap, placement's down, kick has the distance. It might sail over the concession stand building, and it's good. We're going to keep it right here. All tied up at 14 all. Battle of number 1 against number 3. And really, right now, if you look at yardage, Salesianum's winning the battle. They're sustaining a drive. They're getting good field position. And their defense is shutting down Smyrna.
They are. Yeah, they've adjusted. I mean, the big plays allowed Smyrna to jump out to this lead. Sally's has just stayed. They've stayed patient. They've stayed patient here. They are running the football, winning the battles up front against the Smyrna defense, at least to start this game off. And they've mixed it up. The running game, the passing game. And the passing game hasn't been predictable. You've seen Stower hit, receivers in different parts of the field. Right now, I got to be honest with you, Smyrna's passing game right now seems to kind of be one-pieced. It's that quick out route into the flat, and Sally's is all over it. They're going to have to make an adjustment there in the passing game.
I think so too.
I think they're going to need to utilize, or at least make it seem like they're going to threaten into the middle of the field, so this defense doesn't fan out as quickly as they are. We'll see what they do. This coaching staff has gotten it done through the years, so it's not like they aren't capable of making quick adjustments.
There's the kick, middle of the field, taken by Guay inside the 10-yard line, right up the middle, and he is hit hard as he crosses the 20, and that's where the Eagles will have the ball.
All right, let's see, Glenn. This is big now. This game's tied up. Smyrna came out. They were filled with all this energy. They were hooting and hollering up 14-0. Now all of a sudden it's like, okay, hey, boys, it's 0-0.
Yeah.
It's a whole new ball game here.
Carney split to the bottom of your screen. Frets to the top. And what they do is they kind of hide Ymir Knight and the fourth wide receiver, and then they shift around. So there goes Knight to the bottom. And now the other 3 receivers are tight to the line of scrimmage. Still shifting around like they're not sure of what they want to do here.
It's not good. It's not looking good. We're not used to seeing this.
Right, takes a snap. He hands it off to Holman, and he's hit right at the line. I don't think he's going to gain a thing.
Great job up front by that defensive line. It's Ray and it's Johnson coming up with the tackle. And right now you're seeing Smyrna a little bit out of sorts offensively, Glenn. We've talked about how great this team has adjusted and has grown as the season's going on. This is looking like early season Smyrna a little bit right now.
Yeah.
And Sally's is just swallowing them up.
Yes, they are. Pair of 6-1 teams, both riding 5-game winning streaks. Second down at 10. Wright puts it in the belly of Holman, and he takes off with it. He crosses the 25 out to maybe the 27. Pick up of maybe 3 yards.
Great job by that defense again. They're bending just slightly, but not a whole lot. And they're surrounding the ball carrier.
Yeah, right now they're just they're shutting down Smyrna's offense. When you look at it, they gave up a 99-yard touchdown run out of the Earthquake. The others was a pick 6 by the D.
Yeah, it's been impressive.
And Wright got Salesianum to jump, but now there finally is a flag, I think, from the side judge.
Yeah, this will be big.
That'll make it 3rd and short. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know what the coaching staff is seeing from up on top and relaying down to the coaches on the sideline, but we'll have to check and see, too. What are the linebackers doing? What are the safeties doing in the middle of the field?
I mean, you can see they got 3 guys over here on Kearney and Ymir Knight's side. There's really there's linebackers, but there's nothing in the middle of that defense.
Right.
Especially to the top side of the D.
Empty set, Holman in motion. They look to him for a screen in the flat, and he dropped the football. Just took his eyes off of it. Sort of looked like.
Yeah, and again, great job by Sally's just flowing to the ball. They're flowing to the outside. Wherever the motion's going, they're going with it.
That's 6 consecutive incomplete passes now for Brian Wright. And Smyrna has already punted more in this first half, I think, than they have in their last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah. This Sally's defense is a different beast. I will say that. I mean, just from what we're seeing, they match up size-wise and athlete-wise with Smyrna.
4th down and 3. Knight. He's going to run the ball. It's a fake. He tries to get to the near sideline, and he has the 1st down and more down the sideline and pushed out. in Salesianum territory inside midfield at the 46.
Big plays, right? That's been the difference so far. Ymir Knight able to find the edge. And again, man, he's one of the quickest and fastest athletes in the state. And he was able to pick up a big first down. Now you see that
they're going to step him back.
Stepped out a little bit sooner than we thought, but still, big time run. Big time run.
It gets the Eagles their first down since the initial drive of the ball game. Tight formation for Smyrna. Right. Puts it in the belly of Holman. Now he's going to throw the home run ball. Looking downfield for Ymir Knight. He's got it. Diving catch just shy of the 15-yard line.
There it is, Glenn. The defense is flowing. There's no safety help in the middle of the field. They finally took advantage of it. They send Knight on a seam route in the middle, and that's a beautifully thrown ball by Brian Wright. I mean, right into Ymir Knight's breadbasket, man. That's beautifully executed.
Two big plays by Smyrna in a row. A fake punt on fourth down by Ymir Knight, and then Knight's catch from Wright. And now they're in the red zone. They stack the receivers, top and bottom. Right, back to pass pressure's coming, sets up middle of the field, completes it to Guay, stiff arm, and he's down at the 1.
I mean, there it is, Glenn. They're taking advantage of it, right, David? They made the adjustment. Back-to-back plays where it's something different in the passing game. They're looking into the middle of the field. It's pretty much almost man-to-man against the Salesianum defense. Pick your poison.
Now do you bring in Earthquake? No, they're going to go regular set. Right, hands it off. Holman goes and gets the edge and easily walks into the end zone. And Smyrna has the lead back. With 9:15 to go in the opening half, it's now 20-14.
This is fun, Glenn. This is fun. Both teams going back and forth, trading blows. That's an answer, right? We talked about Sally's answering Smyrna. Well, now Smyrna just answered right back. I'm not going to say anything yet, but you highlighted that first matchup.
Right.
this has got that pace to it right now.
All important 2-point try coming up. And when you have a team like Salesianum and the kicker they have in Collins, who's perfect with point after attempts, Smyrna's got to make some of these 2-pointers.
They do.
They got the first one, they missed the second one. Ymir Knight. It's Holman taking the direct snap. He's trying to fight for it, and he's not going to get it. So the Salesianum Sals hold Smyrna to 6, and a 20-14 Eagles lead. 9:15 to go in the first half. Pat and I are back right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
20-14, the Eagles lead. 9:15 to go in the half. And now, what can the Smyrna Eagles defense do against Salesianum, who has had some pretty good drives here the last 2 times they touched the ball? Here's the kickoff, end over end, sails down deep, inside the 20, taking it the 15-yard line. Ooh, hit there hard, but keeping his balance and up across the 30. And on the return was that this is number 26, and that is Vincent Della Compagni.
All right, let's see if Sally's can answer now, Glenn. It's been a back and forth we go.
Yeah, you moments ago, for you fans that don't remember, the first game ever between these two in 2015 was 76-56. Pat was kind of hinting a little bit. We'll see. I think we might have 2 better defenses than that. Screen pass set at the top of your screen. Smyrna there defensively. They slow him down, and he's finally tackled for a loss of a couple of yards. That was number 5, Lucas Ryan.
Good defensive swarming right there by the Smyrna group. They're very good at doing that.
They're going to give him forward progress for just a 1-yard loss on the play. So from their own 31-yard line, 2nd and 11 for the Sows. 8.5 minutes, first half. Stewart takes the snap, rolls near side, pressure's coming in. He gets rid of it, and it's deflected, broken up, and incomplete. Good defense that time. Smyrna getting in there. Corey Williams broke that up from his safety position.
Dude, Glenn, they are driving on everything. I mean, it was started with the pass rush. You saw Nasir Jenkins come up, blow the running back up in the backfield.
Yeah.
Ball's put in the air. And you had just said it. The safety comes up, drives on the football. These guys are planting their feet in the ground, and they are driving forward right now. And they're laying the wood. They are hitting hard.
Yeah, that's secondary personnel for Smyrna. Very good reaction speed. 3rd down and 11. Storr has the running back behind him. Drops straight back to pass. Pressure coming up the middle again. He rolls near side. Is he going to run with it? Pump fake, and he's tackled by Cole Moyer. Moyer's name has been called quite a lot in this first half.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, you're rolling out there maybe against most outside linebackers you can get jiggy with it, not with Cole Moyer. He's coming up. He's going to secure the tackle. And I tell you what, it started with Chandler up the middle. He was unblocked. He forced Stower out of the pocket to roll out, which just starts the clock on the wind down because you're rolling out. You're running out of space.
Yeah.
So really well done by that Smyrna group.
So yet another momentum shift here, Pat.
Yeah.
Aiden Montgomery into punt. He boomed the last one and pinned Smyrna back at the 1. And he booms this one. Back deep his way.
Wow.
It takes a Smyrna bounce and will be down by Salesianum at about the Smyrna 33, 34-yard line.
What a job.
At Aiden Montgomery, I'll tell you what, when you talk kicking game, punt and place kicker, Salesianum is loaded here with these two kids.
They are.
Montgomery and Collins.
It's an important part of the game. It's the third facet of the game. It's extremely important.
All right, the Eagles just scored moments ago with the help of a fake punt on 4th down and a run by Ymir Knight to keep the drive alive. Now let's see what the Eagles dial up on this series.
2-by-2 here, Glenn.
Yep. Now Holman shifts to the right of Wright. And he gets the football, gets good blocking on the left side, cuts it back towards the sideline, puts his helmet down, and crosses the 40 to the 41.
Great first down carry. 7 yards on that run. It sets the tone for the drive here.
We still have 7 minutes to go in this opening half. 20-14, the Eagles are on top. 2-by-2 again. Now Wright stop clapping his hands for the signal. He looks to the sideline. They get a change in the play. Holman to his left. Now he'll shift. Play action. Pressure's coming. He gets rid of it middle of the field. Trying to go up high and get it. It's incomplete. Intended for Andre Ashley.
It was, and I like the idea. Again, I talked about, I feel like the middle of the field is susceptible. You're starting to see Smyrna attack it a little bit. Throws a little bit high, but it was protected because there's no safety over the top. It's a man-to-man defense there. So he put it up where his guy could go up and make a play. It was just out of his reach. Good
defense by Ziegler that time, the safety who came up and disrupted that pass play. So now 3rd and short, 3rd and 3. A lot of shifting here for the Eagles. They're going to load up with 3 receivers tight to the line of scrimmage to the bottom of your screen. Wright takes it, fakes it, looks down the sideline and led Ashley just a little bit too far, incomplete.
Good coverage there by Sally's. Stayed very, very at home there on the wheel route. Weren't fooled by it. And I'd say it's a smart play by Wright. Just throw that ball out of bounds. Throw that ball away. Don't even take the chance. Don't even take the risk.
Stops the clock with 6.5 to go in this first half of action. Big 4th down and 3 play coming up here. Smyrna offense looking to the sideline for the play. Fretz will split to the top of your screen. Kearney to the bottom. Now they do some shifting again. And they use the same alignment on the previous play. Right. He's being chased. He has to roll near side. He looks for his outlet receiver at the bottom of the screen, and they're saying incomplete.
It was first down yardage, Glenn. He could not hold on to it, it looks like.
Yeah.
The staff feels like he caught it.
Yeah, Mike Judy's tapping Carney on the helmet saying, hey, way to keep your feet in, buddy. Now we've got official discussion down here on the sideline by the Smyrna bench. I'm not sure, even if he caught that, if it was enough for a first down. Now one official's overruling the other, saying it was a catch. But it'll depend on the spot.
Interesting. Nope. Turnover.
They didn't get it. So the pass is good. I will say it looks like no gain according to the down marker on the far sideline.
They haven't moved it yet.
I thought he came up maybe a yard shy.
Big stop for Sally's. That's a huge stop, though, Glenn, to prevent this thing from getting to a two-score game. Now you got, again, a short field.
Yeah.
A short field to work with here. Plenty of time. This is a great back-and-forth battle.
It is.
Great back-and-forth battle.
All right, Salesianum trots the offense out on the field where they were just stopped moments ago. Handoff right up the middle at Sean Curley, and he goes down inside the Smyrna 40, stop shy of the 35.
Great first down run, Glenn. Great first down run. Good blocking up front by these big fellas for Salesianum. Tiberi, I seen Black in there, Rubino. Those guys opening holes right now and allowing that's a good first down, 5-6 yard run. And that's all generated from the push that offensive line generated.
Second down and 5, play clock running, under 5:45 to go in the half. Two receivers at the bottom of your screen, tight end to the top. Handoff again, right up the gut. It's Curley, puts the helmet down, dives inside of the 35, down close to the 33. It's going to be just short of the first down. See if they give him 3 or 4 here. They're going to give him 4. Yep.
This is 4 down territory for me.
Oh,
Glenn.
yeah.
I mean, unless there's a penalty here that pushes them back. Get up under center. Pick a gap. Pick an A gap against a 3-4 defense.
Yeah.
And get up there.
Third down and a yard. Once again, the Sals go with 2 wideouts to the bottom of your screen. Curley in the backfield. They hand off to Curley, left side. He dives into the pile. It's all going to depend on the spot. Looks like he got enough if I go by the far side judge.
It was close.
They're going to give him the first down. 4.5 to go in this first half. Salesianum trying to tie it up or maybe even go ahead. They've never led in the half.
This is big, Glenn. I mean, this is a great opportunity for these guys to square this thing up.
Nate Ray tight end to the near side. They bring Lucas Ryan in motion. I thought he jumped the snap count. No call. Pass is deflected and almost picked off by Durnall again.
Got to be careful. His grandparents got to be loving his play right now in pass coverage, but that is a risky throw by Stower. I mean, you do not want to make those kind of throws in a tight – you got to be so pinpoint
That's a tight
with those.
window there.
That is a tight window. You got to be safe with the football right now.
It does stop the clock. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 20-14, Smyrna on top. Second down and 10 coming up. So this time Ryan and Gamon will be split to the top of your screen. Valent in a slot. And now he goes in motion like he does one way and comes back. And it's a handoff up the middle and jumping that play in the backfield. Tackle for loss, Julian Charlesgar.
He's been great. So if that's the second tackle for loss of the game, Glenn, Charlesgar has been winning his battles, and that's a big-time TFL on second down. Sets up now a third down and long for this Salesianum offense.
And now, unless you're going to get the first down here, you don't get, maybe half of it, you might be setting up for a Collins field goal. We'll see. We're counting down to 3.5 in this first half. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Curley behind the quarterback, Store. Store back to pass. Looks far side. Cole Moyer was blitzing. The pass is up for grabs, and it's incomplete, but I think they're going to throw a flag on a late hit.
2 flags. They're probably going to call they're probably going to call roughing the passer, and then they're probably going to call defensive holding there because that was the old out and up or the old hitch and go, and that secondary guy definitely brushed the receiver on that. One perfect throw by Stower. He saw it. He put it up in the air for his guy to run up underneath, and it drew the attention of the officials right there.
Yeah.
So I think both of these will be against Smyrna.
Yeah, I saw the flag being thrown in the backfield and then followed the ball downfield. Oh, here's the call. Holding, you're right, against the defense. That's declined. They're going to take the roughing the passer.
And the Smyrna faithful aren't going to like it, but it is the right call.
Penalty yardage stepped off down inside the Eagle 20 to the 19-yard line with 3:14 to go in the half. Now, certainly, they're easily in field goal range for Collins if the drive should stall and not result in 6.
All
2
right.
receivers to the bottom of your screen, Pat.
Now they've taken advantage of this 2 times earlier.
It's a sweep coming near side, and another flag is thrown as the ball carrier is tackled.
This may be on Sally's. This looks like it may be holding, Glenn.
Yeah, and that's immediately the call by the referee. After what would have been a gain of only maybe a yard or 2. That stops the clock with just over 3 minutes to go in this first half. Now keep in mind the halftime will be extended because it's homecoming.
Yeah, it should be a good show. We've been lucky this year,
Yeah.
Glenn. We've had a lot of good halftime shows.
And by the way, talking about halftime coming, of course, we'll see the Regiment in Red marching band for Smyrna. What a show by the 2 drum lines last week when we were leaving the field at Dover High with the Dover marching band and Smyrna's.
That is true. It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Store back to pass. Pressure's coming from the blind side. He lets it go down the middle, and that was almost caught, and it was broken up. 2 defenders back there. The safety, Corey Williams, I think is the one that got the hand on it and knocked it away.
Yeah, and tell you what, Corey Williams, he covered a lot of ground to get over to that. Well, that was actually a pretty decently thrown ball by Stower.
That was going to be Belent again, I think, for 6.
The only thing you can say is maybe Belent stops and tries to high point that football instead of letting it try and come down and get to him, but nearly a big-time play for the Sals there.
Spears had good coverage on him, one-on-one coverage, and then I got to tell you, Corey Williams has shown me tonight he has a great closing speed.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
2nd down and 20, back at the Eagle 29. Empty set. Pressure's coming. They set up the screen to Lucas Ryan, and he had nowhere to go. And he's buried by truck driver and also out there Nate Chandler.
Great work right there by this defense. Making plays happen right there.
So the catch is made for a loss of 5, and it's back at the Smyrna 34-yard line. So keep in mind, if this doesn't result in any Salesianum points, they had 1st and 10 at the Smyrna 19.
It's huge. This could be huge for Smyrna. We've seen Sally's make some big-time plays. Now it could be their turn.
Store takes a snap, back to pass. He lets it go down the far sideline,
Wow.
and it's caught.
Wow.
The catch
That's
inside the 10.
What a throw, Glenn. You can't run the ball out there any better than that.
That's the junior, Ben Anton.
That is a perfect back shoulder throw by the freshman Ryan Stower. What guts. What guts to make that throw right there against man-to-man coverage. And what a catch. Way to position his body by Anton all around. That's a top play nominee right there, my friend.
First and goal at the 6.
Wow.
Under a minute and 40 to go in the half.
Wow.
There's this snap. The handoff up the middle. It's Curley.
Still fighting.
He's moving that pile inside the 5, down close to the 2 at least. And I think we might have a timeout by Sally's.
Yes, we do. Timeout.
I believe that's their first. And we got a score update. The Upstate crew doing a battle of the unbeaten in Class 1A. And it's St. E's over top of the Force of Wilmington Charter.
19-0 Vikings on top there. And, you know, I mean, it's been a great story. Charter's been a great story this year. 7-0, big-time win over Tatnall. A lot of other big-time wins. But that St. E's team, they're senior-heavy. And that senior group, they were in that championship game, and they were key contributors in that championship game last year. So that's a tough matchup for Charter tonight for sure. But doesn't take away from their story. They've kind of been that third team down there this year.
They have been. Well, we talked about Smyrna and the touchdown that gave them the lead back, going for it on 4th down with the fake punt. How about that 3rd and long play for Salesianum to get inside the 10?
I mean, that was just what a throw, what a catch.
Yeah.
I mean, it was perfect all the way around.
Now here we go. 2nd and goal for Salesianum at the Smyrna 2-yard line. I just think this might be a power play right up the middle again. They hand it off to Curley. He dives.
Is he in?
There's no indication that he got in. And I think it's going to be 3rd and goal from inside the 1.
Wow, how about that? Curley goes over the top. I haven't seen that in years.
That ball's inside the 1. It's got to be, it's almost resting on the goal line. It's that close. 3rd down and goal. The only way I think you stop this if you're Smyrna is if you gamble and just hit the right gap.
Yeah, if you're Sally's, let this clock wind down a little bit. You want to try and get this thing as
exactly
close to a walk-off here as you can.
And that's what they're trying to do. It's down to 40 seconds. Store, high snap. Good hit there, but finally getting in for the touchdown is Ransom, following a block by Curley.
What a job here by Sally's. They just won't go away. These teams keep going back and forth. Great work, and it's all set up, Glenn, as you mentioned, on the big-time 3rd and long back shoulder throw to get the 1st down.
And now this guy here, he's almost automatic, so you got to figure Sally's is going to have a 21-20 lead here late in the half. We'll not say going into the locker room quite yet.
Yeah, you never know. Special teams, Josh Guay back there deep, Ymir Knight.
Tiberi, the hold, kick on the way. It's up, and it's good. And Salesianum, for the first time tonight, has the lead at 21-20 as we keep it right here with just 34 seconds to go in the half, Pat. Great drive.
Yeah.
And I tell you, since the opening 4 minutes of the game, when Smyrna goes pick 6, gets another interception to thwart a drive, and then the 99-yard score, it's like shocking, but they kept their composure. Salesianum did.
They did, and you know nothing has rattled them so far. Even you know you talked about the pick 6, and then you had an interception when you were driving down the field as well. They've overcome a lot right now to take this lead, and they've stepped up in this game. They have not been intimidated by the moment. This team, they've been a team that's kind of been under the radar, I feel like, to a lot of people. And you know they're out here trying to make a statement and prove that they're just as dangerous as a Smyrna. They did it last week against Middletown. Now they're going up against Smyrna here 2 weeks ago against Middletown. This has been a good start for Sally's. They can't ask for a better situation going into the half.
Collins with the kickoff. He's come very close to knocking a couple into the end zone.
He probably should here if he can.
Hits it high, end over end. And Guay's going to let it bounce into the end zone for the automatic touchback.
Smart.
So I think Smyrna would rather take their chances on a play from scrimmage than a return.
Right, especially if your return's starting at the 1. So
Not sure if the Eagles here. I just don't put the earthquake formation in and see if they can break another one.
they got one timeout left, Glenn. So it's one of those where if you break a long run,
Yeah.
you got that timeout in your pocket in case you want to use it.
All right. Eagles from their own 20.
Looks like they're going to empty the backfield, Glenn. Let Brian Wright make a play. Safety in the middle of the field here. But you got one-on-ones out.
Far flat, incomplete. That was intended for Guay. Wright's had a tough first half.
Yeah, it's step up here against this defense. This pass rush of Salesianum has been bearing down on him. He's been forced to get the ball out. Tighter windows here, too.
He's only 5 out of 14 in the first half.
You got a linebacker on Holman out here with a lot of space.
Yep, empty set again. Pump it. Throws it on a slant. And I tell you what, the safety almost jumped that.
Wow, that was dangerous. What a job
that
there.
Was L.J. Smith, the
yeah,
sophomore.
L.J. Smith jumped that route, Glenn, and I'll tell you, he was this close to getting that. This close. Dangerous throw by Wright.
Yeah. 3rd down and 10 coming up.
Now you may see them run. But now Sally's has got 2 timeouts.
Right.
You know, do they get crazy?
I got 2 receivers down here, and then finally they get that second defender over there, the Sals do. Yeah, Wright hands it off up the middle. Markel Holman. He's out across the 20 to about the 23. Maybe he gained a couple. Salesianum going to stop it.
No, it doesn't look like
now
they
they're going
are.
to let it run.
Doesn't look like they are.
Smyrna can get one more snap off under 10 seconds to go here on 4th down.
That's shocking to me, man. Perhaps you set up a pump block
No,
here.
they're going to let the clock run out.
Yep. Oh, they shouldn't snap it.
And that's it. We've come to the end of the first half here on homecoming at Charles V. Williams Stadium in Smyrna. And the Eagles trail 21-20 to Salesianum. We'll be back after some important messages from our valuable sponsors. We'll have unofficial stats for you, scores from around the state, and we'll also run the top plays from last week. That's all coming up at halftime here on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the flavors of Southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of craft cocktails and local beer, Blue Coast is the perfect spot for a night out. Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round for lunch and dinner. See you soon.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier?
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the Raw Bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. When someone called me to do a job, I always said yes, whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
I'm Chef Hari Cameron. At Grandpa Mac, pasta's our thing. We serve quality food fast that's not fast food. We make everything in-house and serve something for everyone. We're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Follow the noodle to Grandpa Mac.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Melissa Ellis is part of 4 Acre Realty Company. She is licensed in both Delaware and Pennsylvania. Melissa knows that being personable and patient is a key to her success as a realtor. Helping both buyers and sellers understand current market values and conditions puts them in the best position when making an offer or pricing a home for sale. That kind of high-level professional communication and her skill at being a team player put Melissa's clients at ease, knowing she has their best interests at heart. Melissa is also an athlete herself, playing multiple sports, so she understands what teamwork means. She is still involved in sports, whether it's sponsoring, coaching, or being team mom for her own 2 daughters' teams. What sets her apart is how grateful Melissa is for the trust of her clients. She never takes that trust for granted. She affords all people respect and honesty and works hard to be the support system clients need and deserve. Melissa Ellis. Strong connections, Strong service.
High school athletics is not what it used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. BSN Sports stands ready to change the fundamentals of our industry, giving our customers the advantages they need right now. Your dedicated local sales pro is supported with nationwide team service, including sport and category experts. Get the look of D1 colleges and pro teams with our program that streamlines ordering your staff apparel, player gear, and fan wear. Stretch your budget with our fundraising solution. Free and ready in minutes. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's Fish Camp features seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-driven specials that pair perfectly with our large selection of craft ales, curated wine list, and camp cocktails. Matt's offers indoor and outdoor dining and is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or enjoy lunch at the Raw Bar. Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round. See you soon.
High Five Hospitality, founded in 2004 when three guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise to Delaware. To date, they operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings in Delaware and Maryland. Also the Stone Balloon and Limestone Barbecue. And let's not forget Expectation and 5 Jersey Mikes throughout Delaware. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
Barkley Heating and Air. Barkley's can work on all brands specializing in air conditioners, gas, oil, and heat pumps. Family owned and operated with over 17 years of experience. Licensed, insured, and a multiple-year First State Favorites winner. Barkley Heating and Air offers 24-hour emergency service with service plans available. Customer satisfaction guaranteed. Call 302-653-5971 for a free estimate today. John and Ginger Barkley are looking forward to serving the community. Find them on the web at barkleyheatingandair.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the flavors of Southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of craft cocktails and local beer, Blue Coast is the perfect spot for a night out. Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round for lunch and dinner. See you soon.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier?
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer.
Back here at the half, homecoming festivities taking place here at Smyrna High, and now the floats being paraded in front of the home crowd. I got to tell you, they do a fantastic job decorating their floats down here at Smyrna High School. Slay the day. One coming up here with a kid in the bed. It says lazy, as in lazy bones, Annam. But just well decorated. Okay, let's take a look at what we got here. Let's run the stats first. Pat has the team numbers for you. I'll have the individual numbers, and a couple of surprising things here.
For sure. I mean, you look at Salesianum, they've done a pretty good job in this one against a tough, stout defense. 47 yards on the ground, including a couple touchdowns, 107 yards through the air. I've been impressed with Stower after some adversity in the first quarter. He threw 2 interceptions early in this game. He's bounced back and made some plays, 154 total yards there. Smyrna, 138 yards rushing, Glenn. 99 of them came on that Ymir Knight touchdown in the first quarter. So that's a little bit of a false stat, so to speak.
Yep.
Sally's has bottled them up in the run game. And 73 yards passing. We talked about it. Brian Wright, a little bit off with his throws here today. A lot of tight windows. However you look at it, right now it looks Smyrna 211 to 154. But again, you would subtract that 99-yard run. The Sals are outgaining Smyrna by about 50 yards. So pretty interesting when you look at the numbers, Glenn. I know you got some individual stats, like you said.
Yeah, well, leading the way for Smyrna, Ymir Knight, who, by the way, was just announced as the homecoming king here as a senior. His brother, Will Knight, was representing him down there in the field. Wayne Knight, the middle brother between those two, when he was a senior, he was named the homecoming king. So I'll tell you, Mike Judy and this staff, they're going to be sad to see the final night in a family of four kids that play here at Smyrna High graduate this year. That'll be the end of the run.
Yeah, it would be. And, talk about a great family run.
Wow.
I mean, there's been some great families in the state of Delaware, but at least from my generational standpoint, from what I can remember, this may be the most impressive, triplets. I mean, I know they're not triplets, but that's the word I'm going to use. The 3 of them, that's been impressive.
Well, I'll tell you what, when it comes down to it, if you talk about career rushing yards for a family of brothers,
seriously,
they got it in the books by far.
Seriously.
Because Will Knight has the all-time record setter in Delaware. I think he had over 8,000 yards rushing or something ridiculous.
Crazy, yes.
Yeah. Wayne had well over 2,000. And Ymir's going to be the same. So the 3 of them together, well over 10,000 yards rushing, the Knight brothers. Well, Ymir had 112 on the ground and a touchdown in the first half. And, again, you mentioned it, 99 of it on 1 carry. Holman, 8 carries, 26 yards, and a touchdown. And both quarterbacks have struggled. Both have put the ball up 15 times. Brian Wright has completed only 5. That's well below his season percentage, 73 yards. And he had a stretch there where he had 7 straight incomplete passes.
Yeah.
But then you look at Salesianum and the freshman Store. He's also put the ball up 15 times. He's only completed 7. He's thrown 2 interceptions. One was a pick 6. But he is over 100 yards unofficially in the first half. And then the leading rusher for the Sows is Sean Curley, who had a touchdown rushing, 10 carries, 46 yards. Ransom, 6 carries for 4 yards, and then 1 carry minus 3 for the quarterback, who was sacked by Cole Moyer for a loss of 3. So those are the individual numbers. Here's the scoring. Smyrna scored 2 minutes into the ball game on a pick 6 by Jenkins. That was from 30 yards out, and Ymir's night run made it 8-0. Less than 2 minutes later, Smyrna was pinned deep at the 1-yard line on a great Aiden Montgomery punt. They brought in the earthquake, and then breaking right up the middle was Ymir Knight, and he goes 99 yards untouched for the touchdown. The run failed. It was 14-0 Smyrna. Salesianum resilient. They come back. 12-yard touchdown pass on 3rd and goal from Store to Balint. Collins' kick was good. That closed the first quarter out at 14-7. In the second quarter, first play from scrimmage, Salesianum, a 6-yard run by Curley, and Collins' kick tied the game at 14-all. And that was set up by a great punt return down to the Smyrna 12-yard line, so a short field there for the Sows. Smyrna came back to regain the lead on a 1-yard run by Markel Holman. The run failed to make it 20-14 Smyrna, but Salesianum scored on a 1-yard run by Ransom with just 34 seconds to go in the half. Collins' kick was good, and that's where we stand, 21-20. Other scores for you at the half. Middletown down in Florida trailing IMG Academy 30-0. Lake Forest leads Woodbridge 22-0. It's Caravel 26-12. Laurel 26-12 over Seaford at the half. St. Elizabeth's has a 26-7 lead in the second quarter. That's over the Force of Wilmington Charter. Both of those two coming in undefeated. St. Mark's, that game's about over with a running clock, 42-0 over the Del Castle Cougars. Caravel, we mentioned earlier, 17-7, halftime lead down at Delmar. And Cape and Apo all tied up 7-all at the half. All right, we're about ready to start the second half of action. The Salesianum Sows returning to the field now, and we'll soon see the Smyrna Eagles. And a great job by cameraman Nick Halliday all night, but especially getting those Smyrna floats on camera for the folks that are watching back at home. They do a fantastic job here at homecoming year in and year out. All right, Salesianum will get the ball to start the second half, and big drive to open the half for both teams.
Big drive. And this is going to be a situation, who's going to grab the momentum here in the second half, right? First half pretty much played to a wash. They both threw their punches, Glenn. They both came out and put up big-time runs. Who's going to establish themselves here in the second half? Who's going to make the adjustments that are necessary to close this one out? I mean, this is everything we've signed up for. There's no doubt about that as the Phillies take they're going down early in this one here, Glenn. 1-0 home run. Kyle Tucker, he ran his mouth prior to the game, and he delivered right there.
Up.
You got to give him credit there. But, yeah, this is going to come down to who comes out, makes the adjustments here. I think that there's adjustments to be made by both teams in order to secure this. But, as we said, this is as advertised, a true 1 versus 3 matchup.
Take a look at common opponents. Of course, they both played Middletown. Salesianum just beating the Cavaliers just a couple of weeks ago, 31-21, and Smyrna losing in the second game of the season, early game, and they lost. I think that was 20-14 with Middletown scoring right at the gun on a long pass after the Smyrna defender fell down and left the wide out wide open for the winning touchdown. Both played Sussex Central. Early game, Salesianum down at the Castle, lost 7-0, and Smyrna up here completely dominated Sussex Central in a 22-0 win.
Yeah, I mean, it shows you how much parity there is in the state of Delaware, Glenn, from a week-to-week basis. There's stuff happening. Teams are growing. Teams are figuring things out. Matchups come into play as well. Who would have thought there? Salesianum got held scoreless, and Sussex Central couldn't move the ball. And then you just mentioned what that score was at the Smyrna game. You would think that this game would be flipped perhaps a little bit. Nope. Matchup, man. It's a good matchup right here, and different strengths and weaknesses can determine different outcomes. So, this has been fun to watch so far.
It has. entertaining ball game for sure. And the difference right now is the inability of Smyrna to convert on the conversion runs out of the earthquake. They made the first one, but they missed the last two, and credit Salesianum's defense for making an adjustment on those all-important conversions because, as we said, Collins, he's automatic. He's now 19 out of 19 this year on point after.
Yeah, and this game sometimes comes down to special teams, right? And Smyrna has historically been an elite team from the two-point conversion standpoint. Glenn, you talked about it. They won't kick the field goal. They won't take the points. They will try to get the 2 points every time, and you can win just based off of scoring 7 versus 6. So, job well done by Salesianum keeping them out of there, like you said, 2 out of 3 times.
Exactly. All right, they put a little bit more time back on the clock. We're almost ready to start. Now we're probably about 20 seconds away from beginning third quarter action. And as we said, Smyrna will be kicking the ball off to Salesianum. Salesianum has started, I believe, every drive after a kickoff close to the 30, 35-yard line. So they've had fairly decent field position.
They've had good field position all game because, I mean, that's the long of their drives. They've had the opportunity on the short field after a couple Smyrna penalties a few times. They've taken advantage of it, too, every single time. So the field position battle has been pretty much won by Sally's. I believe Smyrna is going to start with the kickoff, if I'm not mistaken, Glenn.
Yeah, Salesianum won the opening flip and deferred. So they'll be putting the offense out first, barring a turnover. And let's see which way the two teams want to, what fields they're going to defend. I think there's a little confusion now. Salesianum moving to our left. And returning the kickoff for them, I think every time has been the senior Aiden Lucy. And he is back deep to the near side.
And he's been good, Glenn, just getting upfield. Just get upfield, north-south.
Yep. And Nick Struzowski, the junior, is at the top of your screen to receive the kickoff from Joshua Michael, the senior, for Smyrna. Where will these two teams be next week? Well, the Salesianum Sal's are going to have senior night at Abyssinia next Friday night against the Dover Senators. And Smyrna will be at Apo next Friday night. It'll be the Jags homecoming. Both teams have to play Apo yet this season. There's the kickoff, angled towards the near sideline, and taken right near the sideline, up to the 20 and down at the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. And that was number 26, Vincent Delacompagni.
That was a great kickoff, Glenn. I mean, he put that thing right in the corner and pinned him.
Yeah.
And that coverage team was able to get down there and tackle. And now the longest drive, I should say the furthest back starting field position of the game for Salesianum here.
You almost wonder what was going through Delacompagni's mind. As close as he was to the sideline, that would have gone out of bounds.
I was thinking that too, Glenn. I was thinking that too.
Yeah. But maybe he decided he could make a play, and they have done a pretty good job of returning kicks. So we'll not fault him for that. All right, let's see what happens here. First offensive set of this third quarter. Salesianum with the ball in a 1-point lead. Store straight back to pass. Pressure's coming. They set up the screen.
Beautiful.
To Ransom, but he is wrapped up for a loss.
What a job. Okay, that play, the tackle's made by Charles Gar, okay? And he did a good job realizing it, getting back there in pursuit. But the play was made there by number 10, Nasir Jenkins. Because if Jenkins isn't there in his position waiting for that screen, there is no one else out there. There is no one else out there on that left side of the field. And he slowed him down enough for the pursuit to get back and tackle him from behind. So, well done right there by Nasir Jenkins.
Second down and 11 after the 1-yard loss. Handoff right up the middle. Ransom puts the helmet down. Looks like he's tackled just shy of the 30, so he's going to gain about 4 yards.
It's a good hard-nosed run against a tough. I mean, there's just not much you can do there.
It's like they're going to take Ransom out and bring Sean Curley in. Unofficially, we had Ransom for 6 carries and just 4 net yards in the first half, but Curley led the team with 46 yards. 3rd down and 7. Rolling near side. A blitzer's coming up. Throw. High catch is made.
Wow.
Good one-on-one tackle, but good catch by Hunter Berlin.
Great catch by Berlin. He's made a few of these tonight, Glenn.
Shy of the 1st down now. It's going to force 4th down and a punt.
Great work there by Smyrna, coming out of the half, getting a 3 and out.
Did you see who made that tackle? That was a great one-on-one stop.
I believe that was that not
Corey? Was that Corey Williams coming
That's
up
what
there?
I thought it was. Williams coming up from the safety position on the tight end.
So they only gained a couple yards on the pass play. It's going to bring up 4th down. Aiden Montgomery done an excellent job of punting tonight. So Smyrna forces a 3 and out. Driver almost blocked that. High punt, a lot of hang time. Far side of the field takes a big Salesianum bounce. Will not be returned and will be down by the coverage team just inside the Smyrna 20-yard line. And now we'll see the Eagles offense back out on the field. First time in the second half.
Let's see. They had a big second half in last week's game against Dover. They came out. They were able to move the ball. Really weren't stopped at all in that second half. So see what they come out with adjustment-wise. And if Salesianum is going to be able to continue, again.
Yeah, you want to see what adjustments were made, right?
Like you think about it, they only gave up 2 touchdowns in the first half, and the one was a 99-yard, pretty much just a mishap.
Andre Ashley and Ymir Knight split to the bottom of your screen. Fretz and Kearney to the top. Holman in motion. They throw it in the far flat to him, trying to set up a screen, puts the helmet down, and he only got a couple. We're going to mark him out. It looks like at about the 23-yard line.
There's that swing pass again.
Yeah.
That was something that Salesianum really bottled up in the first half. And again, it's only a 2-yard gain on that play.
2nd down and 8. And something that just was not successful for Smyrna in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 2 receivers, top and bottom of your screen. Nope, trips to the bottom. Right, puts it in the belly of Holman. Little slant pattern, and it's picked off. Oh, no, it hit the ground. I thought that was going to be picked off. That would have been a pick 6 versus Sal's.
It would have been.
A little bit low for Kearney.
A little bit there. I like the idea by Wright. He's just, again, a little bit off with his throws.
He is.
It's a little bit off.
Brings up 3rd down and 8 for the Eagles. And it looked like they brought Wright out of the game.
They did. So here comes a
Wildcat.
I guess, yeah. You know, because it's not full earthquake here.
Yeah,
Field's still spread.
Ashley took the snap, and it's right up the middle. Big first down out across the 40 by Markel Holman.
Great carry by Holman. You got north and south. There was a running lane for him, and he was able to burst through the defense for a big first down run. I like that. It's a different look Smyrna's giving the Salesianum defense here.
Yeah, they actually had Ymir Knight take the direct snap in the Wildcat, and he handed it off to Holman, and now we've got all kinds of premature line movement and a flag.
See what they call
procedure against the Eagles.
That hurts.
Back them up 5 yards. So I guess one of the adjustments that Smyrna's offense has made in the locker room at the half was if Wright continues to struggle a little bit for whatever reason, here's a wrinkle for us. And we're seeing it.
Yeah, you got a little sub package there. And now you see Wright come back onto the field and see if he can make some plays.
Yep, first down of 15. 2 by 2. Holman in the backfield. To the right of Brian Wright. Now he'll shift to the other side. Looks right, comes back left, and over the head of Holman. They were trying to set up the screen again, and Salesianum was right there. L.J. Smith was ready to lay the wood.
So that's again, and you can see there Holman, he was worried about the hit. He took his eyes off the ball. He's like, nah, dude, I'm not catching this thing. Let me protect myself right there.
All right. Second down and 15 for Smyrna. Wright looks to the sidelines, see if they want to change the play. Salesianum adjusting. It's a handoff to Holman, trying to get the far edge. Stiff arms a defender. He got across the 40. Looks like maybe not quite back to the original line of scrimmage.
Decent run there by Holman.
Yeah, he's
going to get something.
Going to get 4 of those penalty yards back, but it's going to bring up 3rd down and 11.
This is tough. Sally's trying to get off the field again.
Yeah. And they've really taken away the short out pass game of the Smyrna Eagles. They've done it all night.
Yes. And that was big for Smyrna last week.
Throw in the middle on the slant, but again, it's low and incomplete. Intended for Kearney.
He has him. I mean, he has him. Kearney, again, is sitting there in the zone right where he needs to be, and that ball's just a little low. It's the second time that Wright's missed him. A little bit of inaccuracy here in this game, and it's kind of hurting Smyrna right now.
And we have an Eagle down at around the 35-yard line. It's one of the linemen.
I think it's Blower.
Oh, that's the center. He's pretty valuable.
He is. I hope everything's okay with him.
Yeah, not that the other players aren't. But he's your senior center. And really the only returning starter from last year on that offensive line.
Yeah.
Well, we've got an injury timeout. We're going to step aside for 30 seconds. We'll be back after these messages.
I'm Chef Hari Cameron. At Grandpa Mac, pasta's our thing. We serve quality food fast that's not fast food. We make everything in-house and serve something for everyone. We're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Follow the noodle to Grandpa Mac.
Senior center Evan Blower is coming off the field under his own power, but he's limping a little bit, and that's not a good sign. Hopefully this is something minor. He is so valuable to this team at that center position.
He is. Oh, boy, the voice cracked there, Glenn. But, no, he is. Senior leader is able to get his guys lined up. He's been through the battles here. He's a leader for this team. You hope that everything's okay. Obviously, he's hobbled. You can see that. He's frustrated. That's a big. Let's see what happens here with Smyrna. It looks like
74, I think, is the replacement center. Well, look, no, it's 61.
That's tough, Glenn.
61 or 51. I can't really see that number.
I mean, either one. Unfortunately, we don't have a
on the roster.
Yeah.
All right, down on the field, it's 4th down and 12. Right? It's a punt, and it's blocked. It's blocked, picked up by the Sows, bobbled, and tripped up. And a tackle made by Ymir Knight, but Salesianum in business at the Smyrna 36.
Great work there, and it looked like coming in there was L.J. Smith, number 9, coming through with the big-time block on the punt. And that's the risk that Smyrna runs. I mean, we've talked about this through the years where they don't line their punter way back.
No.
They line him 3 yards behind the center and hope that they can hold up against a pass rush. That time, Sally's gets a block and another short field with a chance to extend their lead here.
Yeah.
Great job here by the Sal's. You got to give credit where credit's due.
Well, now the onus is back on the Smyrna defense after the Salesianum Sal's. Number 3.5, good run right up the middle inside the Smyrna 30-yard line down to the 29. That's Curley.
He's been good, man. He's been really just steady Eddie and solid for this team in the running game in this game. He's the prototype Sal's back that I remember. Right? He's a little bit on the shorter side, but he's quick, he's stocky, he's shifty.
7-yard pickup, so 2nd and 3. Again, good blocking by that front. Medico, Rubino, Tiberi, Black, and Truver. 2nd and short. They feed it up the middle again and kind of grab from behind. by Moyer. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 3.
And Moyer's been so good. I mean, he's had himself a good game here today. He's making plays all over the field.
Clock running under 7.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Salesianum with a 3rd down and short at the Eagle 29. 2 receivers to the top of your screen.
This is big here, Glenn.
Up.
Oh, that's huge.
That was Nate Ray, and that's not something that he would normally do. He jumped the snap count. And, now instead of 3rd and 3, where you would think a running play, 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8, and they may have bumped them out of field goal range. That's tough right there. That is a tough play. Now Smyrna, they're a tackle for loss or a no gain or a minimal gain away from, either forcing a go for it on 4th down or a punt.
Yeah. All right. Same alignment for the Sals. Stewart has Curley behind him in the backfield. He's back to pass. Has plenty of time. He throws the out route, but underthrows his intended receiver. Incomplete, 4th down and long.
Had the space out there. Moyer was in coverage, but the way that it was, if he was able to drive that ball past him, the out route was open. The dig route was open, but
guess who's coming in the game? James Collins.
Here we go. We're going to try. This is going to end up being, Glenn, see what we got, 34, 41. That's going to be a 50. Is this a 51-yarder?
He has 10 field goals on the season. The long snapper is Frank
44, and he's going to be around 7 yards back. So it's just a 51-yard field goal, Glenn.
Jacob Tiberi is the holder, and he's the backup quarterback. 51-yard attempt. There's the snap. The kick.
Wow.
It has the distance.
Wow.
It hits the crossbar.
Oh, wow.
It hit the crossbar. Inches away from a 51-yard field goal, and Smyrna holds. They'll take over on downs.
Unbelievable. The leg.
Wow.
51 yards through and it was windy. And I tell you what, from here, I thought it was good.
I did too.
It looked like it was good. It died right at the last second. It's a break for Smyrna. They're going to have good field position here off of the miss. I'll tell you what, Sally's was lucky, too, because they looked like they jumped a few times
I thought so, too.
Before the ball was snapped. But how about that, Glenn?
I thought it was good. I was about ready to call it good.
So how about this rule? I never knew this rule. That ends up being a touchback, Glenn.
Okay.
So Smyrna gets the ball at the 20, not where the ball was spotted on the kick. How about that?
All right. Eagles with the ball. Do some shifting around with the wide receivers. Wright takes the snap. Gives the ball off to Holman. Eludes a couple of defenders at the line of scrimmage. Stiff arms another. Tries to get the edge. And it's bounced out across the 30-yard line. That should be enough for a 1st down.
What a run, Glenn. I mean, he just made a few men miss. Stayed patient. Somehow was able to stay full speed while he's making all those moves. And that's a big-time 1st down run.
12-yard pickup by Markel Holman. And that is number 61 that's in there now at center. And we don't have him on the website roster. This time Ymir Knight keeps it himself. He took the direct snap, and he got a couple of yards.
How did he get out of that?
Shifty.
Nate Ray has him dead to rights in the backfield, and within a half a second, he's like 6 yards back.
Yeah.
I don't know how he scooted back there. It's like he teleported. And he ends up picking up 3 yards on a play that he should have probably lost 4 on.
Exactly. So now it's 2nd down and 7. They're going to keep Knight in there. Guay in motion. Knight on the read option. They fumble the football, and Salesianum had it and lost it, and now the Eagles fall back on it at the 25.
What a break there for Smyrna. Nate Ray had it.
The lineman fell on it.
The mesh point was off, Glenn. You saw there Ymir, he was trying to figure out if I'm going to leave it in or I'm going to pull it, but Holman got hit as he was making that decision, and it jarred the ball loose. Smyrna's lucky to have the ball right now after that. Wow.
All right, the new center is Sam Disler.
Okay. So he was 59 on our label. Little number change.
So it's 3rd down and long. Right back in the game. Bobbled the snap. Now he throws far flat. Has his man complete. It's Ashley, but he can't break a tackle. If he could, he might have went the distance.
He might still be running, Glenn. You're right about that. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and now this dangerous punt formation is going to have to come up.
Well, this time Ymir Knight is about 7-8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So the defenses have made the adjustments in the locker room at the halftime. There's been no scoring in this 3rd quarter. Knight gets this one off clean. It sails it over the head of the return man. Big Smyrna bounce down inside the 10, down close to the 5, and down there.
Wow.
Great punt by Knight.
How about that, Glenn? Give him some room. He does have a boot. I mean, I'm impressed with Ymir's punting ability. Just needed the space to make it happen.
Now it's going to pin Sal's back deep in their own end where they can ill afford a mistake down there. Inside the 5, officially at the 4, looks like.
So here goes Sally's first time having to march a long distance here.
Yeah.
Fresh off the 51-yard missed field goal.
Fantastic, entertaining ball game here tonight. Top-ranked Smyrna.
So now, yeah.
And at 6-1, third-ranked Salesianum at 6-1, and a 1-point lead for the visiting Sals. In the end zone, handoff, trying to get the left edge, and a pretty good gain out to about the 8-yard line. That's Curley.
Yeah, Curley's been good. I mean, Curley has been good here today, Glenn. I mean, he's able to fall forward. He's getting yardage against a stout defense.
Yeah, you're going to give him credit for 4 there, Pat. 2nd down and 6. And that time, I think he wanted to go off the A-gap between the center and the guard, and he had to bounce it outside. Smyrna's bottling up the middle pretty well.
They are. They've made that adjustment.
2nd down and 6 from their own 8-yard line.
Especially after last week.
Yeah. Valent in motion. Handoff again to Curley. Tried to bounce at the outside, but he's ankle tackled at the line of scrimmage by Nate Chandler.
Yeah, Nate Chandler from the backside, able to wrap him up. That's good effort by 42.
You're going to give him credit for 1 yard, so it's going to be 3rd and 5. So we had a couple number changes for Smyrna coming in here tonight. So Roscoe on the line was 73. He's now wearing 74. Nate Roscoe offensively. And then the center in there now replacing Evan Blower, who went out with an injury a while ago, is Sam Disler. 3rd down and 5.
Big play for Sally's
Yeah,
here.
deep in their own end. Back to pass is Storr. Has time. Loads up down the middle of the field, and it's picked off by Spears at the 35, at the 20, the 15, and hit down at about the 11-yard line.
What a play, Glenn. Huge play for this Eagle defense again.
There's a flag on the play.
Oh, what's the
penalty?
penalty?
I think this looked like an unsportsmanlike against the Sals.
It's holding. It was holding,
Oh,
Glenn.
it's holding? Okay.
So how about that? An errant throw by Stower. His 3rd interception of the game. The defense steps up when they need them to. And now Smyrna's got a chance to take the lead. What a turn of events here, Glenn.
We saw him come up with a big pick last week at Dover, and he took it 86 yards to the house, Mr. Spears, and he gets one here tonight. That is his 4th interception of the season.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable right there.
That could be a huge turnaround, yeah.
Yeah, you can't make that throw in that moment.
All right. Right. Changing up the play, gives it to the offensive line, has Holman to his right. Now they shift to the left. It's a handoff to Holman. Started outside. He's a shifty runner. He cuts it back inside the 5, puts the helmet down, and he scores.
Glenn, that's a grown man run right there, Glenn. That's a grown man run.
We saw him do that a couple of times last week at Dover in that game. He can shift on a dime.
He can. And at his size, at 6'1", 6'2", whatever he is, 200-some pounds, for him to be able to shift like that and then lower the boom on the goal line, run through defensive backs, unbelievable, Markel Holman.
And now maybe the most important thing here is the 2-point try by Smyrna. They only lead by 5. This would extended it out to 7.
Let's see what they do, Glenn. You're right about this. This is a big play.
It's always a question mark. Who's going to get the direct snap, Holman or Knight? Knight gets it. Starts it right. Now he throws the pass. It's complete and good to Cole Moyer.
Wow, what a job. Ymir did a fantastic job, Glenn, of selling the run. He made it look like he was going to keep that, and he was bottled up. And all that time, Nate Moyer, who just is the spirit animal of the Eagles team, I mean, he is just as amped up as they get.
Yeah.
Just sneaks behind the defense. They just loft it out to him, and he comes up with the catch.
And it was a pretty good catch because it was a low throw. By the time it got to him, Knight had to loft it over top of the defenders. And Moyer went down and got it right at the goal line and just managed to get the ball across. And that's very important. Smyrna's now 2 for 4 on the conversion runs. And you'll see they're right on point with the 7-point Salesianum South.
Absolutely. And it's another point off a turnover. Salesianum has gotten their fair share of it, and Smyrna now has gotten their share of it as well. 14 points.
Here's the kickoff. Little squib kick. Taken by an up back at the 31, 35, 40, and out to the 44-yard line. Good field position by the Sows, and on the return for Salesianum was Trevor Way, the senior.
Great job by Way. He didn't panic. He bobbled that ball a little bit, but he was able to secure it and get upfield for his team. And again, this is 3 interceptions so far today by the freshman Stower in his first Smyrna Salesianum game.
Right.
He's got to have the short memory, though.
Yes.
You're right. You're in this game. This game is not out of reach. It's a 7-point game. Go get the touchdown back.
All right, Sows come out 2 by 2 themselves. Store in the gun. Flanked by Curley. Curley gets the ball, crosses the 45 out to the 46-yard line. He'll gain about 2.
Great job by Smyrna. Again, they're a team of adjustments, Glenn. We've seen this now. They've come out in second halves, and they've shut stuff down. Another opportunity here to do it. This has been about as flawless a quarter in this third quarter for this defense as you could have asked for.
Yeah. 2nd down and 8 for the Sows. Play almost directly in front of our vantage point here in the press box. 2 receivers, top and bottom of your screen. Curley behind Storer. He's back to pass. He rolls near side, being chased, and he just gets rid of it. Incomplete. 3rd down and 8 coming up.
The rollout is always dangerous. Always dangerous.
A flag in the Smyrna backfield in the secondary.
That may be defensive holding, Glenn.
Yeah, I saw some of the Smyrna defenders putting their hands on top of their helmet.
There
like,
it is.
oh no, we did that.
That's a 1st down too.
Penalties have been big. So that's going to give the Sows a 1st down in Eagle territory down at the 44-yard line. 1:34 to go here in this third quarter. Only 1 score this quarter. Smyrna made it moments ago, and they have the lead back by 7. What a great game here tonight.
This is, Glenn. I mean, this is what we expected. It's been living up to it.
Late in the season, a battle of 2 teams that lead their respective districts in Class 3A. Pitch out. They try to run the sweep far side. Jenkins tried to come up, but somebody picked him up on the blitz.
They did. And he's done this a few times, Glenn, where he's coming up and he is driving through blockers. He allowed, though, his outside arm to get covered up, which allowed the running back, Sean Curley, to get outside and turn that into a positive play.
I'm not sure, but that might have been Hunter Balint, number 19, who picked up the blitzer. And the blitzer was Nazir Jenkins. He was going to blow that play up in the backfield.
Yes, he was.
So a great block there. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Second down and 6. Lucas Ryan in motion. They give it right at the middle, and having to dive over the pile was Curley. He got inside the Smyrna 40. He'll pick up 2.
That was West blowing that one up, Glenn. He just kind of submarined into the middle of the defensive line there. Read his key, thought it was going to be a run up the middle, and he just dive bombed in there. And he got the job done. Now it sets up a third down and manageable, but not exactly short.
Long 4, about 4.5, as we're closing in on the end of this third quarter. Stewart checks the sideline, see if they want to change the play. Takes a snap, he's back to pass. Good blocking, he has time. Now he lets loose across the middle, and it's almost picked off by Nazir Jenkins. Incomplete.
Roughing the passer coming here. He got rid of that ball well, and Charles Carr took a shot at the head.
Oh, okay.
He went for the big hit, and, I mean, he's a taller guy, and obviously Stower's on the shorter side, only being a 9th grader.
Right.
And it blew up right to the upper part of him. Easy call for the officials.
So another penalty, a major penalty against Smyrna, continues this drive for Salesianum. Just under 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And this is going to give the Sals the ball down at the Smyrna 24-yard line after the penalty.
It's big. Again, I mean, the penalties have come back to bite Smyrna in this game, and once again, it puts them in a tough situation here. Let's see if Sally's can take advantage of it.
Stewart in the gun. Looks to set up the screen, now comes back in the other direction. He does connect with his receiver just shy of the 20-yard line. On the catch is Jazir Gamon.
Gaiman's quick. You can see how slippery he is out there. Great job by Smyrna to bottle him up.
Well, we've come to the end of 3 quarters of play. Salesianum trying to get the tying score, and they are knocking on the red zone door. We'll have the play for you as we start the fourth quarter right after these messages.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier?
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the flavors of Southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of craft cocktails and local beer, Blue Coast is the perfect spot for a night out. Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round for lunch and dinner. See you soon.
Glenn Fraser alongside Pat Garriantes on the call here. Number 1 versus number 3, and it's everything we thought it would be here late in October. Actually, we're going to turn the calendar over before next Friday's football action, as there will only be 2 weeks left in the regular season before we head towards the playoffs. Nick Halliday on camera for you tonight. And when we start the fourth quarter, it's a Salesianum ball deep in Smyrna territory at the Eagle 22-yard line, where it will be 2nd down and 8. The officials are ready. Now the 2 teams line them up. 1 quarter to go. Lucas Ryan in motion. He gets a football. He's going to do a wide-out pass, and it's knocked away at the last second. I think that's Spears, and it looked like he might have pulled a muscle.
Yeah, it looked like he may have been, he's hurt and may have cramped up. Not sure.
Now, hopefully it's just a cramp and not a muscle pull.
But I'll tell you what, missed opportunity, because Gaiman was open in between that cover, too, between the corner and the safety coming over the top. But that would have been a tough one to complete.
Yeah. That was a great job defensively by Spears at the last second to dive and knock that ball away. But in stretching out, you know, hopefully it was just a cramp and it's not any kind of muscle pull. They're working on him down on the field. And right now I got bad news for Phillies fans. They're in a hole in Houston early on. A solo home run, now a 3-run home run, and the Phillies trail 5-0.
Yeah.
in the bottom of the third.
Oh, Kyle Tucker's if he
He hit this one too?
Yeah. I tell you what, if he pulls this off, he'll be in Joe Namath territory. It looks like they're getting Spear stretched out, which is good.
Yeah.
I was worried there for him
me
for
too.
a second.
They already lost earlier in this half. Their starting center, Evan Blower, who limped off the field. We hope he's okay. But so far, props to the backup center who's come in there and done a pretty good job for the Eagles, Sam Blissner. Give up the middle. It's Curley. He runs into some stiff opposition down near the Smyrna 20-yard line. He's only going to gain about 3, and it's going to be 4th down.
Decision time for the Sows. Looks like they're going to go for it, Glenn.
Yeah,
field goal. They're. I mean, they want to tie this one up, I guess.
Yeah. All right, 4th down and 4 play.
Doesn't do you much because a field goal, you still got to score a touchdown.
Right. All right, 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Stora takes the snap. He's back to pass. He rolls to the far side, throws down the sideline, and it's broken up, incomplete. Mike Stinnett.
Great coverage, tight window. He almost fit it in there to Ballant, though. Ballant had that ball all the way until he landed on the ground.
Mekhi Stinnett with a great defensive play there.
Smyrna survives another one.
Yep. So the Eagles hold on to the 7-point lead. 11 minutes to go in regulation. And the Eagles get the ball back. Yeah, that's Sam Dissler, who's the backup center right now for Smyrna. No, Evan Blower's back in there. Well,
that's a good sign
to
to see. Yeah, I was going to say, Glenn, that's a really good sign to see. Yeah,
it is.
He was definitely shaken up.
Yep. I guess they wrapped up that ankle and got him right back out there. Now we got official stoppage before we start with Smyrna having the football. This might be a uniform situation for Smyrna.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. There's a discussion to be had, though.
Yeah, Markel Holman is fooling with the knee pads. He's trying to get that squared away.
I think it was a field, just like where they were on the field, a spot.
All right. All right, Eagles have it their own 18-yard line. Kamaj Carney will split to the top of your screen. And now Guay will shift to the bottom. Right. Puts it in the belly of Holman, hands it off to him. He runs into his own blocker, still manages to backpedal up across the 20-yard line. He should have been down for a loss on the backfield. Instead, he gained 3.
Great job. Again, Holman's done that a few times here tonight where he's turned nothing into something, and that one's just straight effort. That's a straight effort play.
2nd down at 7. And now Markel Holman will come off. He's kind of favoring his right arm a little bit. I hope that young man's okay. He's having a heck of a season in his senior year. Down on the field. Smyrna would love to be able to convert first downs on the ground to keep the clock running. Right, pump fake, steps up in the pocket, throws it downfield, looking for Guay, over the shoulder catch at the 40, and out of bounds inside the 30. A great pass, an outstanding catch.
Unbelievable throw by Brian Wright. He sat back there, he pumped a few times, he stayed patient, and you could not have thrown that ball any better. Beautiful ball placement for Guay, who ran right up underneath it for a huge gain. Brian Wright was a little bit off in the first half, but not on that throw. That's a big-time play as Smyrna is driving here, Glenn.
Oh, that's a top play nominee right there. It's not a score, but what a catch over the shoulder, and quarterback Wright put it where only Guay could get it. Right, handoff up the middle. That's number 23 in the game now. That might be Dior Mackey. Let me check.
Timothy Yancey.
Is that Yancey? Okay. We've seen him do a little damage this year.
Yeah, he's been good, and it just shows you how many weapons there are in this offense.
Yeah. 2-yard pickup by Yancey. Under 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Smyrna at the 26-yard line of the Sows. Holman now back in the game. Wright gave that play from the sidelines to his offensive line. Fakes the handoff, throws center of the field, wide open, Guay for the touchdown.
Wow. How
and
about
it's
that?
A 2-score lead now for Smyrna with 9:25 to go.
Right to Guay. That's the connection right there of that drive. They hit the big play to set that one up, and he hit that one beautifully in stride. It was man-to-man defense, no help in the middle of the field yet again. He put that ball right on the money, and there was no stopping Guay. What a job. What an answer here by Smyrna. Again, they've made the adjustments. They've been a team of adjustments all season long. They've stopped Sally's on offense, and they've put together 2 great scoring drives when they've needed it here in the second half.
Yeah, so far their defense pitching a shutout here in the second half. Smyrna trailed 21-20 going into the locker room, but they have scored so far 14 unanswered here in the second half, trying to make it 15.
Well, I take it. One great drive. The first touchdown drive was on a short field.
Running with it is Ymir Knight, and he is not going to get in. That's a really good tackle by number 50, who we don't have on the roster for Salesianum. But a good stop there. It leaves Smyrna up by 13 points. 9:25 to go in the game. Back after these messages on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer.
An outstanding 50-yard-plus pass play from Brian Wright to Guay sets up a 2-play drive after that. And Guay finishes it off for the touchdown. Here's the kickoff return, taken at the 15-yard line. And that is Struzowski on the return, out across the 30. And that's where the Sals will have it. And you got to figure this is a huge drive right now in the game for Salesianum, as they hadn't really gotten the offense on
in
track.
The second half. Yeah. I agree with you, Glenn. I think they need to put something together here, and I would think they need to put something together quick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this Smyrna offense is clicking right now. This defense is got some confidence. They got to put together a big play here.
They're going to load up with trips to the bottom and 2 receivers to the top. Empty set. Store back to pass. Gets rid of it. Penalty flag is thrown as the pass is incomplete. This might be holding.
It looks like it may be. I gotta be Stower, freshman. Okay, I get it. I don't like the mechanics there. He's dropping back. He's not setting his feet to throw, and he's just wailing it out there. He's worried about the pass rush getting to him. He's got to stay in there, and I know it's tough. It's not easy to do, especially at 14 years old.
Yeah.
When you got these beasts that are on the Smyrna defense coming after you. But you got to keep them feet set. You start trying to drip back there, and you start lofting that ball out there. That ball is staying in the air longer, and it's allowing that defense to react quicker. You're susceptible to another interception.
Penalty on Salesianum. It ends up being a spot foul, a 12-yard penalty. So now it's first down and 22. Store again, empty set, back to pass, and there's a whistle before the play gets underway. And we've got another flag. Salesianum, this will be a 5-yarder. And what you didn't need to do, now that you're down by 2 scores, you're going the wrong way.
Exactly, Glenn. You're right. And this is not the start that Sally's wanted on this drive. This is the danger zone, officially. Smyrna's smelling blood in the water. They're circling you. They're swarming you. You sink or swim right here.
I think so. This is huge. I mean, it's second down and replay of its first down. So it's first down at 27 now. Ball back at the Eagles' 17-yard line. Store is going to hand it off right up the middle and getting back across the 20 to the 21. So picking up 4, maybe 5 yards on the carry. And that's Ransom.
He's been good tonight for Sally's. I like Ransom as the tailback there. You know, he's kind of been the second guy tonight compared to Curley, who's gotten the majority of the carries. But he's a nice little change of pace back.
Second down and long. Store back to pass. Has to roll away from pressure. Penalty flag is down as he is tackled up at the 26-yard line.
Looks like there's two of them. It's got to be holding, I would think. It's this. Look,
Yep.
right now,
Yeah.
it's a 14-point lead, and you're behind the chains. This Smyrna defensive pass rush is pinning their ears back, and this is not easy. This is not an easy task for Sally's right now.
A team that we talked about coming into the night, 35 sacks, 86 tackles for loss. I know they're well over 90 TFLs now.
Yeah.
And they've had a couple of sacks.
Yeah, I mean, they're just pinning the ears back and going after it. And, you know, poor Stowers back there. He's running for his life.
Yeah. Now the ball's all the way back to the Smyrna 8-yard line. It's going to be second down. And I think they have to make it to Clayton to get the first down.
I was going to say, man.
That's the twin town to Smyrna.
Second down in Kent County.
Stewart in the backfield. Throws the bomb. Looking sideline, and that's picked. It's an interception at the Smyrna 39-yard line, and picking it off is Corey Williams, the safety. That's his first INT of the year.
Corey Williams is just in perfect position. It was a forced job by Stower, and Williams just played it. He just played the ball. Sat back there, ball landed right to him. Sally's felt like they needed to take a shot. They did. Couldn't get it. And how about this? What an answer by Smyrna here in the second half, Glenn.
4 INTs by the Smyrna defense tonight, 2 in the first half, and so far now 2 in the second half.
Freshman quarterback, welcome to big-time Delaware football here. I know he's
and you know he hasn't done a bad job tonight. I've been impressed with Salesianum.
I have too.
All right, Eagles with the ball inside the 40 at the Sal's 39. Handoff to, no, it's a fake handoff to Holman. Look, middle of the field, and intended pass to Fretz is broken up nicely. Back there, a couple of defenders. One of them getting in there was Aiden Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy's the one that knocked it away. That was a great job by Lucy driving on the football and knocking it away.
Yeah.
And then Strasowski right there in the center of the field. He looks like he got a little dinged up.
We got a penalty against the Eagles.
Oh, okay, there you go. How about that?
That'll back him up from the Sal's 39 out to the 44-yard line. Replay the down, first down at 15, 8:09 to go in this one. And if the Sal's want a shot to get the win, they're going to have to come up with a stop on this drive, I think.
I agree with you, Glenn. And quickly. And if I'm Smyrna, I'm running the football.
Trips to the bottom of your screen. Snap to right. Hands it off to Holman. Up the middle. Fighting for yards.
Wow.
Got away from somebody, and Holman has broken free. And he's going to score.
Unbelievable.
44 yards, and he should have been stopped at the line of scrimmage.
That is like the 5th run we've seen, Glenn, where we've said that he should have been stopped for a loss or stopped at the line of scrimmage. He's just too strong. He's just running through tackles. Unbelievable effort run by Markel Holman.
44 yards for the score that might have just put this one on ice.
What a second half by Smyrna.
Exactly. I was just about to say that myself. Great minds think alike, by the way.
That's right, Glenn. That's why we make a good pair here, bud.
40-21, a 19-point lead for the Eagles. It's now a 3-score advantage with under 8 minutes to go in the game. And some of the Salesianum faithful now exiting the far side of the field. But let me tell you what, still, even with what we just saw here in the second half, kudos to the Salesianum. They came to play here tonight.
They did.
2-point try, and that is number 6 in there, and he runs it in for the 2-point.
That's Lee. Kasier Lee.
Kasier Lee. Timeout on the field, 7:56 to go. Smyrna has doubled up Salesianum. It's 42-21 on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
It's been a very interesting second half here after a 21-20 Salesianum lead at half. Smyrna has now scored 3 times here in the second half and are pulling away. It's 42-21. Eagles on top of the Sows, and now the kickoff.
Again, Glenn, the second half adjustments.
Squib kick. And tackle made up around the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. That's where the Sows will have it with just 7:51 to go in this one.
The second half adjustments here.
Yeah.
This is now back-to-back weeks. We've seen it. It was after the first quarter last week. It was after halftime here this week. Smyrna is doing a great job of adjusting their game plans and making things happen. It's been fun to watch, and if they're going to be able to do this and continue this through the season, again, we talked about how dangerous this defense is. Now the offense is dangerous. Now they're getting second half adjustments in the mix. Man, this team's clicking on all cylinders right now.
Storr has 3 receivers to the top of the screen. It's just going to, no, that's not Storr. It's a direct snap to Ty Beery, who's in the game now. He took off running, but he might have gained a yard, and that's it.
Take the young freshman out. It was a rough game for him. I'm impressed with him. I know you're impressed with him, Glenn. It just was like the windows were tighter in this game, and just a great job of defense, honestly, by Smyrna. They rattled the young man. Phil's on the board.
Oh, okay. Down on the field. Salesianum, second down and 9. Ty Beery hands it off up the middle. I think that was Curley. It looks like a flag or a shoe came off.
I think that's a flag, a penalty marker thrown.
Yeah. We've had way too many of those the second half, haven't we?
It's been a lot.
Here's the call from our referee. It's a hold against Salesianum. Replay the down. Or is Smyrna going now that they're going to step it off. And the last 2 drives was Salesianum really shooting themselves in the foot. And just when we thought, but it was early, and you don't give up on the Fighting Phils, let me tell you. Now it's a 5-3 ball game. The Phillies trying to make a comeback.
Alec Boehm with a big RBI double. Sally's will take a timeout, Glenn.
Yeah, they need to talk some things over. 7:03 to go. You played so well in the first half, right?
You did.
And you felt good going into the locker room. You want to try to get some semblance of a momentum and a confidence level up because you got to play Dover next week.
You do. And they're no slouch either. That offense is dangerous. It looks like the last few weeks, John Parker's been bottled up. That offense has been a little bit, but at any moment.
Yeah.
At any moment, there's 3 guys that could beat you over there. So you're right. You don't want to ride into next week giving up 21 unanswered points.
Now Dover is on the road tomorrow. They go upstate. I can't remember if it's William Penn. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was Penn or St. George's, but they play William Penn tomorrow. On paper, looks like it should be a Dover win that would snap their 2-game losing streak. And then they would have Salesianum next week up at Abyssinia. That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a really good one.
All right, 7:03 to go in this one. Salesianum trying to rebound now. Second down and 21 back at the 25-yard line. Empty set. Throw on a slant. Ty Beery hits his receiver back at the original line of scrimmage. That's Gaiman. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
All right, here we go. Let's see what Ty Beery can do. Obviously, he's got experience, right?
Yeah.
He was at William Penn before. It's good to have an upperclassman as your backup quarterback in situations like these. So let's see if he can come in, stay composed, and finish this one off.
All right, Eagles are going to call a timeout here. We're going to step aside with them for 30 seconds. 6:28 to go in this one. 42-21 Eagles on top. Pat and I will be back after this.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's Fish Camp features seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-driven specials that pair perfectly with our large selection of craft ales, curated wine list, and camp cocktails. Matt's offers indoor and outdoor dining and is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or enjoy lunch at the Raw Bar. Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts.
All right, we're back here with 6:28 to go in this one. Smyrna coming out of a timeout, and coach made a few changes on that last 2-point conversion, so we had a couple of guys in there that don't normally play in that earthquake, but they converted.
They did.
As Kaiser Lee ran it in.
They did, and he did. He's another guy. Just keep adding weapons.
Tiberi with a strong throw in the out route, but that was knocked down by a truck driver.
It was well covered. I mean, they had that completely covered. There was no angle to squeeze that football in there. He had to let that one rip and sail high. Otherwise, that would have been an interception.
Yeah. That brings up 4th down and 9, and it will bring in Aiden Montgomery for the punt.
He's been good tonight. This punter, man, he talked about their special teams units as being perhaps the best in the state. This guy's been booming them.
Oh,
He's been booming them tonight.
I think they showed us that tonight, and what a bad break for Salesianum on that 51-yard field goal attempt, hitting the crossbar.
Yeah.
Great hang time again by Montgomery.
My Lord.
Gets his bounce inside the Smyrna 20 and down just outside the 15-yard line. Based on what I've seen so far this season up to this point, Collins gets my vote for Class 3A Kicker of the Year, and Aiden Montgomery gets for punter.
Oh, I mean, my
hands
Lord.
down. I haven't seen anybody come close to these guys.
No, this is impressive what we've seen from them. So here we go again. The Smyrna offense again. Probably look to them to chew some clock here, Glenn.
I would think
more. Probably a little bit more Markel Holman here.
Yeah, well, Wright is still in the ball game. He just gave the play to the offensive line. Alongside of him is Markel Holman. Looks to throw the out route. Nice catch made. That's Ymir Knight. No, it's Andre Ashley.
Yeah.
Couldn't see for a couple of players down on the sideline. Good route run there and nice pass.
It was. I mean, he put that ball right where it needed to be, and Ashley sprinted his route. He did not cut that thing off. He did not slow up, and he was able to run up underneath it.
And Wright is really starting to click now.
Yeah, he's back, and he's in a rhythm.
Drew Salesianum off sides with that hard cadence. And that's going to give the Eagles a first down with 6:04 to go.
Smyrna's doing a good job executing right now.
Yeah.
Great work.
Much to the delight of this homecoming crowd here. Capacity crowd on the home side tonight. Two by two again. Two receivers, top and bottom. Holman alongside Wright in the backfield. Hand off to Holman. Started left, cuts it back, cuts again on a dime, stiff arms a defender, has a first down, all the way up close to the 47-yard line.
I don't know how you wrap this kid up, man. I mean, he's special, Glenn. He is special. The quickness, the agility, the speed, the size, the strength.
He almost got a 20-yard run there.
He's a specimen.
And he has really turned on the Jets here in the second half. He has, by my count, 2 touchdowns in the game. I believe he has a 2-point conversion. Under 6 minutes to go in this one. Holman got out of bounds to stop the clock. Handoff to Yancey, and he delayed, waiting for the blocking to develop, but he's going to come up shy of the line of scrimmage.
Hey, look, here's the thing. Hey, these Smyrna running backs got to stay in bounds, right? No, time and score. Time and score, right? Let's put this thing away. Let's get upfield, and let's stay in bounds. Let this clock run.
Okay, I went back and looked, and it is 3 touchdowns for Holman. Because he had a 1-yard run in the first half. He's had 2 in the second half. Had 11-yard and then the 44-yarder.
He's been special, man. He's been special, Glenn.
Handoff to Yancey, and right after he got the ball, he was introduced to about 3 white shirts.
Yeah, Sally's nice job on that run stuff. Fighting off of blocks, making things happen.
He lost about 3 or 4 there. Clock running. Inside of 4:45 to go in the ball game. 3rd and long for Smyrna. Not really concerned, I don't think, about getting any more first downs. They just want to keep it on the ground and keep the clock running. Right? Takes it himself. No, he's a fake, gives it off to Holman. Holman down the far sideline. He's going to go out of bounds in Salesianum territory at the 44, about 3 yards shy of the first.
That's again, you want to stay in bounds, man. You want to stay in bounds.
Looks like they're going to bring in the earthquake, and they are on 4th down and 2. So here's their power formation, short yardage. I say short yardage formation, and earlier in the game they got a 99-yard touchdown run out of the earthquake.
Yeah.
Right? All right, it's 4th and short. Smyrna trying to keep that clock going. Knight takes it himself, and he's got the first down. Spin move inside the 40 and down close to the 38.
Great work. Great work by Ymir.
Only his 2nd carry of the second half. But he got his 100 yards in the first half.
Yeah.
2 carries.
One play, right?
Yes. Clock running under 4 minutes to go, Pat.
Yeah, Wildcat this thing out.
Yeah.
Take your time. You can see they're looking at the back judge.
Yeah. And that's wise decision, too. You're giving your quarterback the rest of the night off. Give him a breather. You don't want to risk him, getting hit.
Well, and you're also limiting injury. You're limiting injury opportunity, right? You let this clock wind. You tighten the game up. You limit the amount of plays you have to actually run.
Knight takes it straight up the middle. Still pushing the pile down close to the 31-yard line. He's going to gain 7. Boy, these guys, the up-front blockers and even the second-level blockers, who are a couple of defensive players, let's give them credit. We're talking about Brandon West, Nate Chandler's out there, Cole Moyer's out there.
Yeah, they've done a great job of getting a push, Glenn.
Yeah.
Getting a push and making space for these talented running backs.
Under 3 minutes to count. Yep. Holman this time. And he hands it off on a misdirection play to Brandon West. And West is inside the 25 down to the 24 and a first down.
Mr. Sachs coming up. He had both hands on the football, running it like a true big fella. I mean, I know West isn't a true big guy, but I mean he's a lineman by trade.
Right.
And he had both hands on the football, securing that thing. Love to see it, Glenn. Love to see it.
He picks up about 6-7 yards. Once again, Smyrna just lets the clock run down. They'll snap it at the last second. We're under 2.5 to go. The Eagles travel up to Middletown next Friday night. They take on Appoquinimink. It'll be the Jaguars' homecoming game. And we'll have that one for you right here. The Central crew will travel up.
It's going to be a fun one, Glenn. See this Appoquinimink, Daniel McConomy again.
Holman starts left, cuts it back right. Yeah, I'm curious to see that passing game that Appo's added to the arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've seen or heard about Chase Fleming taking some snaps, making some things happen there. And, of course, Run DMC. We go from one great nickname with Truck Driver to another with Run DMC and McConomy next week.
Yeah.
That's the battle of the nicknames.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, it will be.
Tremendous.
Salesianum, they'll have to regroup for senior night. Next Friday night, they host the Dover Senators at Abyssinia. Big game for both of those two teams as far as seedings go, as both appear to have locked up a playoff berth.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like
Guay.
Guay. Is that Guay? He almost broke that one. He's inside the 15-yard line, and he's going to pick up 6. And that's real close to another first down.
Honestly, you should be able to knee this. Oh, there's an unsportsmanlike.
Against?
Smyrna. Guys got to keep your mouth shut. You got to stop chirping. Got to stop doing it.
Yeah.
Glenn, I mean, because here's what's going to happen. If you don't, it's going to come back to bite you when the games are really, really important.
You would think. And, look, we understand all that. You know, this game, this sport is all about the passion,
right,
and the emotions, and you're fired up, and you're hitting people, and we understand. But the after-the-play nonsense, you need to get that to go away.
You don't want to cause your team in a big moment.
Yep.
Our guy Twitter Phil come in, say goodbye.
Oh,
he
did
says,
he?
Yeah, he said he's seen enough. He said he's seen enough. I'm out.
We took his
he said, Go Eagles.
his chair spot because he usually sits where our camera and Nick Halliday are perched out on that landing. We're down to 64 seconds and counting to go in the ball game. Number 1 ranked Smyrna will win its 6th consecutive game and the 5th straight in this series against Salesianum.
That's big.
How about Coach Judy, 8-2 all time against Coach DiNardo?
Wow. That's impressive. Against the Hall of Famer.
Yeah. There's the snap. Yancey takes it. Started left, cuts it back right. He's going to gain about maybe 4 yards. And I don't think they need to snap it again.
Nope.
And the homecoming faithful are going to go home happy here tonight as the fans give this team a round of applause as the Eagles shut out Salesianum in the second half to get the 42-21 win to improve to 7-1 and this house fall to 6-2. We'll be back to start the post-game show right after these messages on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. When someone called me to do a job, I always said yes. Whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
I'm Chef Hari Cameron. At Grandpa Mac, pasta's our thing. We serve quality food fast that's not fast food. We make everything in-house and serve something for everyone. We're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Follow the noodle to Grandpa Mac.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Melissa Ellis is part of 4Acre Realty Company. She is licensed in both Delaware and Pennsylvania. Melissa knows that being personable and patient is a key to her success as a realtor. Helping both buyers and sellers understand current market values and conditions puts them in the best position when making an offer or pricing a home for sale. That kind of high-level professional communication and her skill at being a team player put Melissa's clients at ease, knowing she has their best interests at heart. Melissa is also an athlete herself, playing multiple sports, so she understands what teamwork means. She is still involved in sports, whether it's sponsoring, coaching, or being team mom for her own 2 daughters' teams. What sets her apart is how grateful Melissa is for the trust of her clients. She never takes that trust for granted. She affords all people respect and honesty and works hard to be the support system clients need and deserve. Melissa Ellis. Strong connections, strong service.
High school athletics is not what it used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. BSN Sports stands ready to change the fundamentals of our industry, giving our customers the advantages they need right now. Your dedicated local sales pro is supported with nationwide team service, including sport and category experts. Get the look of D1 colleges and pro teams with our program that streamlines ordering your staff apparel, player gear, and fan wear. Stretch your budget with our fundraising solution. Free and ready in minutes. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
Welcome to the postgame here on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. Glenn Fraser alongside Pat Garriantes with Nick Halliday on camera. And I tell you, a dominating second half by the Smyrna Eagles. Talk about adjustments in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah.
Well, they certainly were successful with that. Trailing 21-20 going into the locker room at half. Salesianum got the ball first to start the second half. Smyrna's defense held them to a punt. Then the Eagles started the scoring. 11-yard touchdown run by Markel Holman, and that was after a Spears interception set that up. Knight passed to Moyer for the 2-point try and put the Eagles up 28-21. Smyrna next scored on a 26-yard pass to Guay from right. The run failed, but that put the Eagles up 34-21. And Guay set that up on a great over-the-shoulder catch for 52 yards. Wright put it on the money. The only person could catch it was Guay, and that set up that score. The final touchdown was a tackle-breaking run by Markel Holman, 44 yards out. Lee ran in the 2-point try to bring the final score to 42-21, and that brings us to some team stats and our player of the game, Pat.
Absolutely. We'll take a look at these team stats first, and you saw it in the first half. It was a 211 to 140, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
154
there you go.
Yep.
And it was one big play that kind of carried Smyrna. Well, the second half, they asserted their will. They asserted their dominance. You can see it there. 254 to 85 in the rushing category. Eliminate the 99 yards, and it's still 156 to 85. They double up Salesianum on the ground. They end up beating them out on the passing game, too, 170 to 140, despite Sally's really being pass-heavy in the second half, trailing.
Yeah.
Total yards, 424 to 225. I mean, that's a dominant second half. You talked about Smyrna's adjustments. They've been making them. They did them again, and they dominated Salesianum in the second half. And with that performance, you're like, okay, where are we going with the player of the game? Brian Wright, he had a really good, strong second half. The defense came up with some big-time plays.
Cole Moyer was all over the place tonight.
All over the place.
And the secondary was exceptional tonight. 4 interceptions, 3 by the secondary and 1 by linebacker Jenkins.
Absolutely. And we ended up going with the bell cow for Smyrna. The grown man, the man-child out there. Number 7, Markel Holman. 17 carries, 126 yards, 3 touchdowns, including the 44-yard rumbling, stumbling, bumbling touchdown run.
To put the exclamation point on it, right?
On there. I mean, it was choo-choo. The pain train is coming,
man.
My friend. Congrats to Markel. Congrats to Smyrna. That's a big win for them against a really gritty, tough Salesianum group.
So of his 8 second-half touches for Holman, 6 were double-digit runs.
Yeah, I mean, they started just grinding the Salesianum defense down, and he's one of those guys that, you know, you see Ymir Knight and these guys get carries in the first half, wear a defense down, and then boom, we're going to throw our 215-pound, 6'2" behemoth of a running back at you all second half and just wear you down.
All right, let's take a look at the individual numbers, and we'll start with Salesianum. 8 carries, 15 yards on the ground for Ransom. He also scored a touchdown. Sean Curley did a pretty good job tonight running the ball. 18 carries, almost 70 yards on the ground, and he had a touchdown run as well. Stewart had a really good first half, I thought. Pat, 7 out of 15 for 107 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
But in the second half, he only completed 3 passes. He ended up 10 of 24 for the game for 140 yards. He had a touchdown pass, and that was a nice one too, Balint. But he threw 4 picks. And he's a freshman. Those are freshman moments. He's going to get better. I see a really, really good future on hand coming up for Salesianum and that young man. And I'm still very impressed with Salesianum's effort tonight. They really took it to Smyrna in the first half. Smyrna just turned it all around in the second half to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, it was just an all-around team effort by Smyrna. They tightened up on offense. Like we talked about, Brian Wright picked some things up. And then defensively, they really did a great job of collectively sucking in the defense, tightening up, not allowing them, Sally's, to get any kind of air yardage. They tightened up against the ground game as well.
Yeah.
Just a dominating performance in the second half.
All right, before we leave here, let's get some final scores for you. Red Lion with a big win tonight over Odessa. They beat the Ducks 56-14. Caravel, they get a win down at Delmar. Not an easy place to play. They get a 24-14 win in that one. And, of course, our final here, 42-21. And that's what we have for you finals right now. The Upstate crew, St. E's was running away with it. I don't know what ended up with up there, but St. Mark's got a win tonight with a running clock second half over Del Castle, 42-0. All right, that'll wrap it up from here, Pat. We're going to go to Apo next Friday night. It'll be another homecoming, and the Jags will host the Smyrna Eagles. Join our crew next week for that one. We want to thank coaches Mike Judy and Bill DiNardo and athletic director Bill Schultz here at Smyrna for their assistance with our live stream. For Nick Halliday, my broadcast partner Pat Garriantes, I'm Glenn Frazier. The final, once again, Smyrna 42, Salesianum 21. Have a great weekend, and go Phillies.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.